Spokesman, Cynthia's fiance at the beginning. Author, Legend Love Powder. 101 No matter who it is, Darkrai will always suffer a loss for the first time. 5th update, facing the steadfast haze. Huge Dragonite feels tricky. He has survived for so long and has gone through various battles. Can be such a special rival. It was the first time I encountered it. Think here. A terrifying, pure white beam of energy condensed from the mouth of the huge Dragonite. It shot out towards haze violently. Hyper Beam. Mewlin recognized this move at a glance. Hyper Beam. The power in the game is 150 points on the day. It is an extremely powerful move in energy attacks. However, Mewlin didn't have any worries about this. Boom. Pure white energy, bombarding haze. The impact force carried by the energy column, like a lightsaber, stabbed in a piece of black cloth. Pierced directly. Boom. Terrifying energy, blasting the ground. A terrifying huge pothole was formed. The whole island, because of this trick of the giant Dragonite, become trembling. The giant Dragonite's round eyes stared fixedly at haze, looking for the figure of Darkrai. It's a pity that he hasn't had time to see clearly. Haze, who got together but never parted, gathered again. Recondense. Transformed into a complete black cloth again. Soon, a beam of pure black light shot out from haze, bombarded towards the giant Dragonite. Huge Dragonite is worthy of being a third-level god in the middle. The speed of condensing energy is very fast. There is no pause. He opened his mouth and sent out another Dragon Pulse. Dark Pulse from Darkrai. The violent explosion sounded again. Soon, haze stopped again. Haze composed of Darkrai, giant Dragonite has been unable to break. Makes the giant Dragonite feel a bit aggrieved. The huge Dragonite keeps roaring, and its momentum is wide open. Dragon energy is constantly surging. It's like boiling water. The terrifying attack is gathering rapidly. With a roar of the huge Dragonite, Meteorite, composed of dragon energy, appeared in the sky. Dragon's powerful skill, CGCD, Dragon Stars. When the giant Dragonite condenses this move, Mewlin immediately bulldozed ground with both feet. Quick side dodge. Dragon Kunxing is fan beat up. If you get too close to the battlefield, it is likely to be affected. Huge Dragonite controls energy, pulling the energy meteorite overhead. Crazy bombardment towards haze. Boom, boom, boom. 1 meteorite bombardment per energy. There was a huge explosion, continuously. The entire island was shaking constantly, as if unable to withstand this terrifying bombardment. If there are several more bombings of this level, it is estimated that the island will sink because of this. Sabrina, watching from a distance, can't help but get nervous. Although Darkrai is hiding in haze, but such intensive bombardment, there is simply nowhere to hide. With a pretty face, she couldn't help showing a bit of worry. Mewlin, is there really no problem? No matter how strong Long Kunxing's attack is, no matter how large the attack range is, it didn't work either. Because from start to finish, this haze is just a cover, a guise used to attract the attention of a giant Dragonite. Several skills were used in succession, especially with powerful skills like Hyper Beam and Dragon Kunxing. The energy that leads to the giant Dragonite is somewhat fast. Nose Wing continuously spit up 2 streams of white gas. Breathing hard, the successive dragons and stars finally dispersed haze. At this moment, haze is like a piece of black cloth that has been completely pierced. Already able to clearly see the situation, where the black screen is located. There are many potholes left by the energy bombardment. But there is no Darkrai. With years of combat experience, huge Dragonite realizes something is wrong. Alarm bells ringing in my heart. Just at this moment, Mewlin's voice came. Darkrai, use the dark hole. Darkrai transformed into a figure in the shadow of the huge Dragonite. Full of evil energy, quickly on the back of the huge Dragonite, a different dimensional black hole is formed. In the black hole, dozens of pairs of black hands reach out to the giant Dragonite. The original huge Dragonite wanted to dodge this weird black hand. It's a pity that he used several powerful skills in a row. One step slower, touched by black hands. Next, the black hand holds the consciousness of the giant Dragonite. Force Dragon drop to sleep contest condition. Boom. The huge Dragonite body is out of control. Straight to the ground. Great time. Mewlin immediately issued an order. Darkrai, Dream Eater. Darkrai's claws aimed at the giant Dragonite. Dream Eater, plus Darkly Ye Nightmare's ability. There are constant stars, overflowing from the body of the huge Dragonite. Soon, it was absorbed by Darkrai into the body. Almost instantly, Darkrai used the lost energy of the dark hole. Got a perfect complement. 3 seconds later, the giant Dragonite broke through the forced sleep contest condition. Waking up faintly, just him at this moment. His stamina and energy have already been sucked to the bottom by Darkrai. If you continue to fight, there is no chance of winning. The huge Dragonite let out a roar, and gave up the fight voluntarily. 102 Conquer, Rich Man, Giant Dragonite. 6th update. On the ruined island, Mewlin is holding an overweight ball. Said to the huge Dragonite sitting on the ground, "Then I will come." The giant Dragonite nodded. He is very satisfied with Mewlin, the trainer. Free food and shelter, and through the battle. Prove to him that he can make himself stronger. Mulin pressed a button on the heavy ball. Go for the giant Dragonite fling. A burst of red light absorbed the giant Dragonite into its city. The baby ball fell to the ground. It shook slightly. Soon, it stopped shaking. The moment it stopped shaking, in the heart of Mulin, the giant Dragonite established the initial bond. Mulin happily picked up the overweight ball that fell on the ground. Feeling the change in the weight of the super heavy ball, he said with a smile, "Hey, you are quite heavy." Flick the switch and release the giant Dragonite again. Attaches the hand to the foot of the giant Dragonite. The three divine powers gathered towards each other's body. Soon, the stamina and energy lost by the huge Dragonite were replenished. Looking up at the huge Dragonite, "From now on, I will call you a big man, or tilde." The giant Dragonite howled. This is Silver, and this is Darkrai. Big man, we will be partners from now on." Mulin introduces other Pokemon to the giant Dragonite. Lucario looked up and down the huge Dragonite, as if wondering how his muscles could grow so big. His as rival just now, Darkrai waved his paw coldly, even to say hello. Little Lugia flies through the air, making a kind growl. The huge Dragonite said hello to the other three Pokemon. At this time, Nak came from a distance. Even their huge Dragonite was subdued by Mulin. She was still a little scared. After stabilizing his emotions, he said, "Mulin, congratulations. Conquered the giant Dragonite." Added a powerful Pokemon to the team. Mulin is in a good mood. The corners of the mouth raised unconsciously, revealing a bright smile. "Thanks, Sabrina, always deadpan." See Mulin's smile. The pretty face turned red and hot unconsciously. Then he rubbed his cheeks and said, "Mulin, I have something to tell you." Forehead. "It won't be the kind of words to be your lover again." Sabrina ignored Mulin's thoughts, and said directly, "Mulin, after you go back, I'll leave for now. I'm going to special training." "Oh? You figured it out?" Mulin looked at Sabrina with some surprise. This would be much more reliable than what Sabrina said. "Is it possible that Sabrina is enlightened?" Sabrina said, "I figured it out. I want to be stronger. Become as good as you are, then beat Cynthia. Then we two of the same kind can be together as equals." Familiar taste. Familiar formula. Still the familiar Sabrina. "Okay, as long as you are happy." Mulin found that he really couldn't understand Sabrina's logic. No more trying to convince Sabrina. Turning to look at the huge Dragonite chatting with a few Pokemon. "Big man, I have to go. The energy cubes you like to eat are almost finished. If you don't buy some more, you will be hungry again." As soon as the giant Dragonite heard something to eat, it immediately stood up! "Go right now. Go buy." He never wants to go hungry again. Also Gavit can taste delicious power cubes. What a foodie. The huge Dragonite is a gluttonous attribute, which is really good enough. Just when Mulin wanted to use the baby ball, when recovering the giant Dragonite, asked for flowers, the huge Dragonite seemed to suddenly remember something. Roared, signal Mulin to wait for him. He still has something to take with him. What is it? Mulin was a little curious. What will make the giant Dragonite care about? The huge Dragonite pointed to his back. Signal Mulin to ride up. Take him to see his belongings. "Okay, Sabrina, go back to the yacht and wait for me. I'll be back later." Mulin confessed. Jump hard with both feet a few times. Only then jumped onto the shoulders of a giant Dragonite. Holding his scales to take off. Hey, it feels really good. Standing on the shoulders of a huge Dragonite, it feels like flying in the sky. It's a completely different feeling than flying on a little Lugia. 30-meter-tall giant Dragonite. The giant Dragonite flew to the destination with 2 or 3 clicks. The paws are facing the ground, constantly picking up the soil. Soon, a lot of shiny, dazzling things appeared in front of Mulin. Seeing these things clearly, I was dumbfounded. Nugget with a big basketball, a glowing, fist-sized pearl, dazzling shiny stone. "These are all your belongings?" Mulin couldn't help but look at the huge Dragonite. The giant Dragonite nodded and dug these things out. All piled up in front of Mulin. "Signal these things, and hand them over to Mulin." "I go." Mulin looked at the dazzling array of valuable props. Said to the giant Dragonite, "Anything, enough to buy you a whole year of power cubes." Upon hearing this, the huge Dragonite grinned brilliantly. 103 Cerulean City, the giant Tentacruel strikes. First update. When Mulin subdued the huge Dragonite at the same time, the rockets in the Kanto region are also moving quietly. Saffron City, the rocket's secret headquarters base. Inside Giovanni's office, Giovanni said to his secretary, Motoko, tell Car to lead those sirens. Launch an attack. As long as Car gets Alliance's attention, get Archer and Petrol to act immediately. Take that Master Ball from Silver Corporation. Yes, leader. The real bird responded and quickly started to act. The last Pokemon riot was fruitless, and the rockets have endured for a long time. Start again, stirring up the muddy waters of the Kanto region. 443. Following Giovanni's order, the The rockets had already hidden Car and started to act. Cerulean City, as a hub connecting the Kanto region to several other regions. There are a large number of cargo ships docked at the pier. On the pier, workers take muck up and unload from other regions. Deliver goods. What happened today? Why such a big storm? Two workers on the dock, looking at the rising and falling sea. They chatted suspiciously. When I went out today, I checked the weather forecast. I never heard of a typhoon. Look, what's that? The dock worker pointed at the sea in the distance suspiciously. There was a white wave rolling towards the pier. After the dock workers saw clearly, his eyes were wide open, full of fear. It's not a wave at all. It's a tsunami. As the distance gets closer, this tsunami is close to 100 meters. A 100-meter tsunami is enough to swallow everything on the pier. Tsunami, run. In the crowd, a worker yelled. Everyone was found anomalies. He spread his legs and ran frantically towards the shore. Under the power of nature, non-manpower can resist. Once caught in the sea, there is no possibility of survival. A large-scale disaster is just around the corner. Officer Jenny guarding Cerulean City, including Misty, the owner of the gymnasium, noticed the abnormality. They rushed towards the pier one after another. See the shocking tsunami that is about to hit the city. Obviously, now is not the time to discuss why the tsunami suddenly appeared, but to reduce is the impact of the tsunami on the city. Officer Jenny, who often handles impromptu incidents, immediately shout, Investigator, command Pokemon to attack that huge wave. Gyarados, destroy the Death Ray. Gym Master Misty quickly responded to Officer Jenny's actions. The rest of the investigators also quickly released their own Pokemon. Lepras, Freezing Rays. Pidgeot, Twister, Goljuk, Dugong Freezing Rays. All of a sudden, various colorful energies appeared on the pier. He blasted towards the surging waves. Energy attacks and 100-meter high waves colliding together greatly weakened the impact of the tsunami. A small amount of aftershock hits the cargo ship on the pier. Cargo ships collide with each other. Although damaged, it is not serious. Fortunately, the 100-meter tsunami was contained overseas. Little impact on the urban area. But is this the end? This is just an easy appetizer. The ocean not far from Cerulean City. There is a big ship sailing. Car of the Rockets walked out from the cabin, looking at the surrounding sea. Around the big ship, there are red gemstones floating one after another. These red gems are Tentacruel in huge numbers. At a glance, there are at least 1,000 Tentacruels in this group. Among the pack of Tentacruel are 5 Tentacruels of exceptional size. Just judging from their heads sticking out of the water, its size is estimated to have reached a terrifying 50 meters. And these 5 giant Tentacruel, his eyes were empty, as if he had lost his soul. These special Tentacruels are exactly what Giovanni calls the sea monsters. Car pointed to Cerulean City not far away. Siren, go. Create a huge wave. Destroy everything you see. Behind Car, there is a nightmare. By psychic, take Car's order into the mind of the empty-eyed Tentacruel. Stab tilde, stab tilde, stab tilde. 5 huge Tentacruel, after receiving the order. The red jewel on the head, uniformly blooming supersonic, controls the surrounding Tentacruel. Tentacles lurking in the underwater, churning the seawater crazily. The sea became rough. A giant wave is formed. A tsunami of hundreds of meters hit Cerulean City again. Officer Jenny and Misty just caught their breath. 4.0 I saw the 100-meter tsunami hitting the distant sea again. Eyes widened, and, this time, both Jenny and Misty saw the tsunami, shining bright red. Especially among them, there are 5 huge Tentacruel. Quickly evacuate the crowd. Come to Alliance for support. Officer Jenny was no longer as calm as before. Shouted to the investigator behind him. Misty's pretty face was pale. There is no color at all. 104 Cynthia in danger. Mulin steps on the auspicious clouds. Exclamation mark second more. Quick, attack the tsunami. Face the onslaught of tsunamis and giant Tentacruels. Officer Jenny and Misty didn't take a step back. Stand bravely at the forefront. For Officer Jenny, guarding the safety of one side of the city is her duty. Misty, also the owner of the gym, duty to protect Cerulean City. Not to mention, Cerulean City is still her hometown. Even in the face of the terrifying tsunami and Tentacruel, you can't take a step back either. Freezing Rays, Solar Beam, Hyper Beam, Heat Wave, Energy Ball. Different energy attacks continuously hit the tsunami. Successfully defeated the 100-meter tsunami. But soon, the 100-meter tsunami surged again. Although I have already asked Alliance for help just now, I believe there is an Elite Four headed by Yulongdu can solve the immediate predicament. However, they are far away from selling quartz. Wait for them to come. Perhaps Cerulean City has become a piece of 26 Zego. Jenny and Misty were almost desperate. At this moment, a beautiful female voice came from soaring in the sky. Garchomp, Mega Evolution. Raw tilde. A powerful momentum rose into the sky. Jenny and Misty immediately looked up. The strongest Garchomp in the entire Pokemon world. The Sinnoh region champion, Cynthia. Although I don't know why Cynthia appears here, but for the desperate Jenny and Misty, it's like a shot in the arm. Everyone, cheer up. Officer Jenny yelled. Guard Cerulean City. Please everyone. Misty also shouted excitedly. Yes, The surrounding investigators commanded their Pokémon one after another. Command Pokémon to resist the 100-meter tsunami. Cynthia came to the Kanto region and originally planned to find Mulin, but not long after getting off the plane. That's what happened when Tentacruel attacked the city. As an elite representative of the Alliance, we cannot let it go. Come and help now. Cynthia riding on Mega Garchomp. No time to think about why the Tentacruel I saw was so huge. Quickly took out 2 baby balls. Fling out. After the red light flashed, it was her Togekiss and Milotic. Milotic, Togekiss. You guys help fight the tsunami. Boxkey and Milotic, fast drumming energy. Together with the Pokémon of Jenny and Misty et al., send out their respective attacks. Block the 100-meter tsunami. With the addition of champions Milotic and Togekiss, Misty's stress dropped. At the same time, Cynthia riding Mega Garchomp understood. Among jellyfish colonies, the unicellular Tentacruel, they tend to obey the orders of the strong in the group. Just subdue the 5 giant Tentacruels. Everything will be solved. Discovered by observation. Those giant Tentacruels. It's really big, but judging by their momentum. But it's at the pinnacle level of elite. Mega Evolution. Reach champion Garchomp. Completely crush them. Garchomp, fly forward. Cynthia patted Garchomp, who sat down. Garchomp after Mega Evolution. Like a jet plane, the air vibrates and flies forward quickly. Just a few seconds. Mega Garchomp rushed to one of the Tentacruel. Garchomp, double chop. Cynthia snorted softly. Mega Garchomp immediately brandished the Reaper's scythe. Launch an impact towards the frontmost Tentacruel. Stab. Sensing the enemy's attack, Tentacruel lurks in the tentacles of the underwater. Protrudes from the underwater. Wanted to tie down the fast-approaching Mega Garchomp. Champion-level Mega Garchomp. How could it be so easy to be tied up? Mega Garchomp, a sharp scythe that swings fast. Sever Tentacruel's tentacles directly. Then it unabated to attack Tentacruel's huge head. Mega Garchomp's death sickle printed 2 energy blades. Hit the target Tentacruel on the head. Boom. The strong attack instantly killed this Tentacruel, just when Cynthia wanted to do more. When defeating several other Tentacruel, the rest of Tentacruel, the red gem on the head suddenly glow. The supersonic was issued in unison. Supersonic from 4 Tentacruel. Mega Garchomp for Cynthia to sit down. The action is a pause. 637. Careless. Cynthia groaned inwardly, annoyed herself. Garchomp, rewind. I saw thousands of Tentacruel. Unified Mega Garchomp facing the sky. Launch water jets of various sizes. Mega Garchomp, washed by a jet of water, causes flying's stature to be unstable. If Mega Garchomp falls into the sea, probably hurt a little bit. Nothing serious. But the problem is, Cynthia is now riding Mega Garchomp. Cynthia, but without Mulin's 3 divine body protection. Just as Cynthia and Garchomp struggled to dodge in the water column and wanted to retreat from the sky, there was a bang. Superior. Following this explosive shout, 4 powerful auras rose up. Luca tilde, Hiss tilde, Lili tilde, tilde. 4 imposing Pokémon, approaching from afar. 105. Cynthia, don't make it clear, there will be no Hesi in the future. 3rd update. Luca tilde, drum the power of the wave guide, and hold up your own flying Mega Lucario. Like an indomitable shooting star, toward the nearest Tentacruel, blows out his Audiobook poured fists. Lili tilde, the little Lugia, who has the blood of the beast, is transformed into a noble bird above the 9 heavens. Fold your wings and unleash a sky attack. Hiss tilde, Darkrai, known as the god of nightmares, fights as always. The black beam of light composed of endless haze is wrapped in a lot of evil energy. Or tilde, huge Dragonite. The fist in the hand is thunderous. The iconic farmer's 3 punches come down in one move. Boom. 6. On the surface of the sea, there were 4 different explosions. Aroused the sky full of water splashes. The water splashed away. 4 huge Tentacruels all sank to the bottom of the water. There is no chieftain's control. Tentacruel also reacted one after another. Feel the powerful momentum in the air. They hid in the sea one after another. Leave quickly. The tree falls and the Hoenn scatter. 1 second before Cerulean City, it was under the greatest threat ever. In the next second, it was easily resolved. All this, only because of Mulin. With his Pokémon, with a thunderous momentum, solved it all. Mulin, why are you here? Cynthia riding Garchomp. It's amazing to watch Mulin standing on the huge Dragonite's shoulders. Mulin was also surprised when he saw Cynthia. Asked back, why are you here? Aren't you Insano? Cynthia waved her hand. This is not important vertical bar. Then he turned his attention to the huge Dragonite, which was 30 meters high. Not to mention exuding a powerful aura. Just that terrifying body shape. It's shocking enough. Swallowing, he said, This Dragonite, is your Pokémon? Mulin nodded, and said with a solation face, didn't I tell you? I came to the Kanto region this time to tame a Dragonite. Cynthia rolled her eyes. I know you want to tame Dragonite, but the Dragonite you tamed is too big. Mulin patted Dragonite and joked, it's too big. But the thing looks like the main character. Mainly follow me. Cerulean City Search Department, meeting room. Mulin sat in the first seat. Cynthia, Jenny, and Misty sat aside. Tap tap. There was a sound of footsteps outside the conference room door. Sabrina, expressionless, walked in. He didn't even look at the rest of the people in the conference room. He said directly to Mulin, "Mulin, I have already handed it over to Jenny's subordinates according to your instructions." Mulin nodded, indicating that he received it. "Who?" Jenny looked dazed and asked curiously. "Car," Sabrina said flatly. "Car? Exclamation mark. "You mean Car, one of the 3 rockets?" Jenny stood up excitedly. The 3 beast warriors of the rockets may not be the strongest in combat, but within the rockets, it has a high prestige because they were the first group of people to join the rockets. Giovanni's confidant. If not a very important task, Giovanni will not send them lightly. If one of the 3 beast warriors can be captured, can be pried out of their mouths. Team Rocket's biggest secret. A solid piece of work. That's right. Sabrina nodded blankly. "Sorry, excuse me." Jenny hurried out to check. Cynthia looked at Sabrina, then at Mulin and asked, "Mulin, what's going on?" "It's very simple." Mulin shrugged and said, "When I came back to Cerulean City, I just ran into him. Catch him easily. Then saw you in danger." Handed Car to Sabrina. "Let her bring it back." Okay." Cynthia was about to say something. Sabrina said directly to Mulin, "Mulin, I'm leaving. When I become stronger, I will come back to you." After speaking, Sabrina took a deep look at Cynthia, then turn around and walk away. Cynthia saw Sabrina leave. Immediately questioned Mulin with a bad face. "Why do I feel Sabrina has a problem with me? Also, my gut tells me the relationship between you and her doesn't seem to be that simple. After what she said just now, she became stronger. Will come back for you. Why did she come to you?" Misty sitting aside, seeing the atmosphere here is a bit subtle. He coughed lightly. "Then what?" "I'll go outside to see if there's anything I can help." After speaking, Misty walked out in embarrassment. Only Mulin and Cynthia are left in the conference room. With no outsiders, Cynthia started directly. The little hand squeezed Mulin's shoulder. "Quickly say it." "Pain, pain, pain." Mulin pretended to be in pain. Seeing this, Cynthia let go of her claws. "By the way, I also rubbed Mulin." However, there was no sign of wanting to let Mulin go. Violently said, "You have to do it clearly. If you don't make it clear, don't even think about having highs again in the future." Upon hearing this, Mulin almost jumped up. "No Hes? Then what hope is there in living?" 106 Mulin, I only have the leader in my heart. 4th update. Tentacruel's invasion of Cerulean City. With Car captured, the giant Tentacruel was defeated. Fallen Veilstone. Cerulean City aftermath work. Naturally it went to Jenny and Misty, in order to thank Cynthia who came to support. There is also a building that turned the tide. The Cerulean City Council is grateful for this. Immediately booked the most luxurious hotel in Cerulean City, and said, all consumption of Mulin and Cynthia both are paid for by the Cerulean City Council. Ocean view room on the top floor of a luxury hotel. We haven't seen each other for a while, so we are naturally going to be intimate. But Mulin was ruthlessly pushed away by Cynthia. "You haven't made it clear yet. What happened to you and her?" Cynthia crossed her arms, sitting on the edge of the bed, pouting. "I'm not happy right now. You better hurry up and explain what it looks like. Heaven can learn from it. The sea can prove it for me. I'm innocent with her." Mulin hurriedly sat next to Cynthia, holding her shoulders. He began to explain. "Take advantage of the versatile, coaxing Stephanie 527 sub-formula. Explain the situation plus the dynamics of thought in the process plus the attitude shows. Meet Sabrina at Mount Silver." Then I talked about meeting Sabrina in Cerulean City. Of course, Sabrina's shocking quotes. Mulin never mentioned it. Listen to Mulin's explanation. Cynthia's attitude softened significantly. But the hard-talking Cynthia didn't let Mulin go easily, curling her lips. HMPH. "What you said just now is just your one-sided words. What really happened to you two?" "I don't know." Mulin: "No, absolutely not. I only have the leader in my heart." "There is absolutely no disagreement." Coax Stephanie, "Please be patient." "And it's about Hes. It's a big deal." In fact, Cynthia has long believed in Mulin. It's just that Stephanie's son-in-law doesn't like to hear nice things. Cynthia wrinkled her cute little nose, deliberately turned aside. "I don't believe it, unless you have evidence." Hey. Mulin stepped forward and hugged Cynthia, forcibly locked her in his arms. Cynthia is also just below the symbolic struggle, pretending to be "I am not strong enough for you, I can only be forced by you." Lying safely in Mulin's arms, he said bluntly, "Tell me, what evidence do you have?" "See what Cynthia looks like." Mulin knew that Hesi's defense was successful. He joked, "Report to the leader." "This evidence needs to be checked by the leader himself." "What is the evidence?" Cynthia was obviously wetted by Mulin. "As long as the leader checks the ammunition depot himself." "No, you can know whether the ammunition is missing." After speaking, Mulin gently pecked Cynthia's snow-white forehead. Saffron City, the secret headquarters base of the Rockets. Giovanni watched the video provided by the real bird without saying a word. The content of the video is that Mulin is carrying a few Pokémon, defeated the giant Tentacruel. The real bird lowered its head, not daring to make a sound because she knew that Giovanni planned 2 consecutive plans to no avail. Aborted plans for the Snatch Silver Company Master Ball. Giovanni will definitely be furious. Giovanni, after watching the video, not as the real bird imagined, he got angry because his plan was blocked twice. Instead, he lay on the sofa. There seemed to be a faint sadness in the eyes that looked at the world. Giovanni picked up a glass of red wine and drank it down. Yu said, "Kagai, tell me about his information." 1 inch. Upon hearing this, Makoto quickly took out the information from the folder, handed a copy to Giovanni, and reported, "Report to the chief. That man's name is Mulin. Working in Celestic Laboratory, he is a well-known historical professor in the scientific research field, good at text deciphering, and the history of each region. Sinnoh region champion Cynthia's fiancé. Some time ago, 2 super ancient Pokémon rioted in the region. He found the Sky Pillar, awakened Rayquaza, and quelled a battle between 2 ultra-ancient Pokémon. It is rumored that this person is the inheritor of Rayquaza. According to the information we have collected, this person stayed in the Viridian Forest some time ago. Coincides with the timing of our launch plan. We suspect that he appeased the evergreen Pokémon." Okay. Giovanni looked at the file. Mulin's handsome face let out a soft sigh. Frowning slightly, fingers kept tapping on the desk. After a while, he spoke. "True bird, inform Archer and Petrel to suspend their plans after he's gone. He's plotting the Snatch Master Ball plan. Also, notify the executives of the other rockets. Let them try to avoid contact with this Mulin." Shinto looked at Giovanni in disbelief. At this time, Giovanni is not like the one she knew at all. Giovanni ignored the real bird and waved to her directly. "Go out." Yes. Helpless, Zeniao had no choice but to put away his doubts. Blindly walked out of the office. No one was around except Giovanni. Giovanni poured a full glass of red wine into the goblet. Finish it in 1 gulp. A lot of red wine enters the throat, only to feel the astringency in the mouth. Taste the bitterness in your mouth. Giovanni looked into the distance absently, muttered in his mouth, "The inheritor of Rayquaza, the legendary man of destiny. You still showed up." There was a full minute of silence. Giovanni's eyes changed from their previous blankness. Once again, he looked down upon the world. "Destiny. It's not so easy to make me bow my head. Wait until I gather all the power of this world. I will definitely be able to fight you." After speaking, Giovanni tried harder. Crush gripped the goblet in his hand. Fragments of shattered glass, embedded in Meat King. Giovanni felt no pain either. The tree of the world old dervish, Giovanni has also been there. 107 Cynthia, have you figured out how to compensate me? 5th more. Cerulean City, in a high-end restaurant. Mulin put a piece of steak fork in his mouth and chewed slowly. Savor the satisfaction of the fat blooming in your mouth. Pears are eating fast. Cynthia, who replenished her energy, asked, "By the way, why did you come to the Kanto region? Didn't you train your biting land shark on Lily of the Valley?" Cynthia gave Mulin an angry look. "Who made my baby look so handsome? Don't be careful. It will be a big loss to be abducted by those little hooves." Forehead. Quarther Cynthia came to the Kanto region, and it was Shagang who came. Fortunately, Mulin thought that Cynthia had something to disclose. It seems that this little girl was greatly stimulated by Sabrina. Think here. Mulin didn't want to continue entangled in this topic. He changed the subject and said, "By the way, how is your Garchomp training going? Have you adapted to the Mega Evolution form?" Cynthia put down her fork. He said proudly, "After this period of training, it has adapted perfectly." But when it comes to training, Cynthia remembered some of Mulin's Pokémon. Stronger. Instead of training behind closed doors on Lily of the Valley, why not ask Mulin to be your training partner? Cynthia turned her head. Put away the proud look on his face. He deliberately said in a complaining tone, "This time, I was almost attacked by those giant Tentacruels. It's all your fault." "What? O_O. A black question mark on Mulin's face. How can this be blamed on him? Cynthia saw Mulin's confusion. He opened the mouth and said, "If you hadn't given me the clue of the Garchomp Megastone, I won't be overwhelmed with confidence." Alone directing Garchomp into the Tentacruel swarm. "It's not too close to being attacked by those giant Tentacruels." Mulin. "That's okay too, woman. Your alias is Rascal Tilda." Not waiting for Mulin to react, Cynthia quickly said, "Say it. How will you compensate me?" Compensation. Mulin was numb and saw Cynthia's shining eyes. "I know she already has an idea in her mind," he simply said directly. "Then what do you want?" Hey. Cynthia looked like a scheming trick. "I want you to be my training partner. Improve my Pokémon strength before the championship ranking match." Sparring? Mulin looked at Cynthia's appearance. It was obvious at a glance that she was deliberately playing a rascal just now. Thinking of being manipulated by Cynthia just now, immediately thought of the opportunity to fight back. Deliberately put on an embarrassed look. "Being your training partner, helping you train. It's not impossible, but I only have 4 Pokémon now. I still want to take over 2 more. Oh, there is some conflict in time." "Okay," Cynthia Charm said, "Baby Mulin, you can train with me. I got a good ranking. You husband. Isn't there a light on your face? Replace it with someone else." Face the pretty Cynthia Charm. "Absolutely will surrender." "But who is Mulin? Do you want to destroy his Tao heart so easily?" "Absolutely impossible Tilda." "Mulin, Although it is true to say so, there is a conflict of time. It's not easy. It's not easy. Baby Mulin tilde. Cynthia was not annoyed either, and stepped a little harder. Kick off your heels. Stretch out a small jet to reach under the table. Hiss tilde. Mulin gasped. There was a crack in the solid Tao heart. Baby Mulin, just promise me. Cynthia continues to launch a charm offensive. Just when a crack appeared in the dam built by Mulin, Cynthia fueled the fire again, and quietly said, Baby Mulin, if you agree to be my partner, I use jet to help you! Exclamation mark. It's over. Invincible heart. At this moment, it collapsed directly. Cynthia glanced at Mulin, feeling proud. Man, easy to handle. Task for flowers. Time flies by. A week has passed since the Tentacruel group invaded the city. Mulin and Cynthia have returned to Sinnoh region, Celestic Town, home. There was a burst of shouting. Garchomp, use the double chop. Raw tilde. Mega Garchomp, bursting with tremendous speed. Wielding the death scythe, he attacked Lucario. At this time, Mulin is conducting actual combat training with Cynthia. Use. Just when Mulin wanted to direct Lucario to counterattack, a faint voice appeared in his mind. Real people, did you ever hear my call? Lucario thought that Mulin would give the order, but the order was delayed. Facing the attack, he could only raise his arms in a block shape. Parry Mega Garchomp's attack. Boom. The impact carried by Mega Garchomp knocked Lucario back more than 10 meters. Mulin rubbed his temples in a daze. Confessed to Lucario. Xiao, you fight on your own. Garchomp, you also fight on your own. Sensing Mulin's anomaly, Cynthia stopped directing. Let the two Pokémon fight on their own. Then, he withdrew from the battlefield. He walked up to Mulin with concern. Mulin, what's wrong with you? Nothing. Mulin smiled easily. By the way, let's go to the Unova region. Why are you going to Unova region so suddenly? Cynthia wondered. Mulin pretended to be mysterious and smiled. I have a premonition. I'll be in the Unova region, and I'll tame a very strong Pokémon. Okay. Cynthia knew that Mulin is a very assertive person, so she nodded in agreement. Then I'll go buy a plane ticket. Say wow, then take out the phone to operate. Mulin stared into the distance with burning eyes, thinking in his heart. Dragon of Truth, Reshiram. Are you calling me? 108 Cynthia, husband, quickly subdue Reshiram. 6th update. Unova region. Osiris City. Dragon Spiral Tower. Mulin and Cynthia came to Unova region. He was brought here by Mulin. I came here once with my grandmother. Investigate the ancient history in the tower. Unfortunately, the age is too long. The interior of the tower has begun to collapse, so there is not much research value. Cynthia said. Mulin stood in front of the pagoda, looking at the ancient pagoda with constant gaze. The three gods in the body told him that this dilapidated tower, there is a very strong energy fluctuating within. He said casually, it is said that there may be a legendary Pokémon from the Unova region sleeping here. May 13th Lorna interjected, although everyone says so, it's just a legend after all. The authenticity needs to be investigated. The Dragon Spiral Tower in front of you looks dilapidated from the outside. No wonder Cynthia didn't believe it. Just as the two were walking towards the Dragon Spiral Tower, Mulin frowned slightly. I felt a group of people in front of the tower, sneaky hiding in the grass. He took out a baby ball directly. Darkrai released. Darkrai, control those people. Hiss tilde. Two claws of Darkrai. Solation's clawed forward. Immediately resorted to a move. Dark Pulse. Boom. Energy burst. Several people in white uniforms fled their seats in embarrassment. Several of them were directly injured by the aftermath. Team Plasma. Cynthia recognized these people at a glance. It's not Mulin. She really doesn't know. Someone was ambushing in the grass ahead. Run. Several Team Plasma knew that they had been exposed, and immediately prepared to flee. Darkrai, as eerie as a shadow. It's not something they can handle at all. Want to run? Darkrai, control them. Mulin said softly. Hiss tilde. Haze overflowed on Darkrai. Soon formed several black hands, like an eagle catching a chicken. Clamp them down. Can't move. Team Plasma. Cynthia recognized the other party's identity at a glance, stepped forward and asked, why do you appear here? Yes. It's an organizational order. Let's stay here. Let no one in. A Team Plasma is obviously timid, afraid of the weird Darkrai. He said it out of nowhere. Say, why do you, Team Plasma, stay here? You want to do something bad? Cynthia asked with a cold face. Bad thing? What we, Team Plasma, seek is to liberate all Pokémon in the world. Tell you the truth. Our king has been approved by Zekrom. It won't be long before the king will take Zekrom with him. Liberate the entire Unova region, and by extension the entire world. So what if you are the champion? Under the power of Zekrom, too, will be crushed to pieces. A slightly tougher Team Plasma member said viciously. From his tone, it can be heard that they admire their king very much. One Zekrom, like liberating the whole world? Your knowledge of the world is somewhat lacking. Sleepy laughed a little at this. It is undeniable that although N's character is a bit paranoid, but it is still a good trainer. But with just one Zekrom, it's like ruling the whole world. This is too ridiculous. Rayquaza hits Dragon Ascent. Ice Dragon Kyurem's Glaciate. Probably enough for Zekrom to drink a pot. How can you understand the greatness of the king? Member of Team Plasma. glaring at Mulin. "You have no user value," Mulin whispered, and Solaceon waved. His tilde. Haze on Darkrai moved slightly. Several team plasmas were mentioned. Immediately, his head drooped and all fell into a coma. Then it was thrown aside. Several team plasma targeted by the Nightmare God. It is estimated that rest is something they will be afraid of all their lives. Cynthia ignored the fallen soldiers. He murmured with a dignified expression, "Team plasma. They have actually mastered the power of Zekrom. I wish they weren't telling the truth." Hee. Mulin hugged the nervous Cynthia, and said with a smile, "It's okay. My husband will still be there when the sky falls. And a mere Zekrom can't make any waves. Besides, isn't there a Reshiram?" 2.5 Being hugged by Mulin, Cynthia felt very at ease. "I feel that with Mulin by my side, I don't have to worry about anything." I heard Mulin mentioned Reshiram. Then he also smiled and said, "Husband." Then quickly subdue Reshiram. Mulin looked at the lovely girl in his arms. I couldn't help scratching her small nose and said, "No problem. Here we go." After speaking, Mulin walked towards the dragon spiral tower with his arms around Cynthia. 109 Cynthia roars, "Why are you hesitating? Agree quickly." First update. Under the leadership of Mulin. Soon into the dragon spiral tower. Mulin stroked the ancient tower wall while telling the history he knew. The three dragons of the way, collectively referred to as legendary Pokemon Reshiram, Zekrom and Kyurem. A long time ago, a pair of twins founded the country with the help of Shenlong. Because the two brothers have different beliefs, the big brother pursues the truth. My younger brother pursues his ideals. The divide gradually widened. It ended up sparking a war. The spirit of the dragon split into Elite Tyrum, the real dragon, and Zekrom, the ideal dragon. And the body left by the dragon evolved into the ice dragon Kyurem. Having said that, Mulin paused. The palm touched a broken stone pillar. Then the three divine powers in the body were activated. Injected stone on top of 26 pillars. Following Mulin's actions, there was a strong shock suddenly spread throughout the entire dragon spiral tower. Cynthia struggled to maintain her balance. He kept looking around and shouted in astonishment, "Mulin!" Mulin withdrew his hand from the stone pillar. Quickly dodged to Cynthia's side. "Put your hands on her slender waist to help her stabilize her figure." He smiled and said, "It's okay. Although this tower is a little broken, but it won't collapse." It seems to confirm Mulin's words. Soon, the whole tower returned to calm. Meanwhile, inside the tower, a strong dragon breath. On a rapid ascent, a pure white stone flashed out of the tower, a stone that exudes Holy Lucas. This is exactly the light stone transformed by Reshiram. Light stone Holy Lucas. Brighter and brighter. It illuminates the whole tower as if it were daytime, and keep changing. Slowly transform into a dragon shape. A Pokemon covered in holy white appeared in front of Mulin and Cynthia. Roar tilde. Reshiram said roar, resounds throughout the dragon spiral tower. It is different from Rayquaza's high-pitched, clear and domineering dragon chant. Reshiram's growl is very melodious, quite in line with his holy temperament. The moment when Reshiram appeared, Mulin activated the system's probing eyes. Relevant data appear in front of you. Pokemon, Reshiram, attribute, dragon, fire, ability, vortex flame. Ignore the interference of rival ability and use a move to rival. Level, 89, level 2 God Peak. Skills, noble roar, ancient power, dragon, fire fang, slash, crunch, flamethrower, dragon pulse. Exclusive skills, fusion flare, blue flare. Contest condition, awakening. Because of the great battle, she fell into a deep sleep and has not yet recovered her full strength. Remark 1. This Pokemon is willing to help those who have the courage to pursue the truth, but if they despise the truth and indulge their desires, they will mercilessly spit up and burn up everything. Remark 2. This Pokemon can be turned on in the overclocking mode. In this mode, the flame energy generated is very huge, but at the same time it consumes extremely energy. Dragon of Truth. Ram. So beautiful. The moment I met Reshiram, Cynthia was immediately captivated by his appearance. It has to be said that among all the beasts, Reshiram is at the top of the beauty pyramid. Coupled with holy, elegant form, it is easy to capture the heart of Stephanie's son-in-law. A strong wind blew by, up to 30 meters Reshiram. Then it landed, eyes like sapphire staring at Mulin. "Tell me, what is your truth?" Reshiram activates telepathy. The voice resounded in the minds of Mulin and Cynthia. "This is the ability of telepathy. It really is you." Hear the voice of Reshiram. Mulin knew it was in his mind from time to time. The voice that appeared came from Reshiram in front of him. Is it true? The so-called truth is the cognition of life. Mulin looked directly into Reshiram's royal blue eyes. He said, "I want to live freely and happily. Do what you want to do, and don't do what you don't want to do. So, my truth may be forced. Only mastering power is the prerequisite for my happiness and freedom." Zekrom and Reshiram. It is estimated that it is best to accept. It is also the most difficult beast to tame. As long as it is consistent with the other party's ideas and have strong enough beliefs, you can subdue the opponent. On the contrary, the ideas are inconsistent, or the beliefs are not strong enough. Easy to shake. 723 Cannot let the opponent follow your truth. I feel it. I will help you to carry out your truth. Reshiram is like the eyes of sapphire, shining with a strange look. Slowly approach Mulin. Reshiram's words make Cynthia's eyelids twitch. Doesn't this just make it clear that I will follow Mulin? See, Mulin did not speak for a long time. Cynthia tugged at the corner of Mulin's clothes. Show Mulin with your eyes. Agree quickly. Mulin grabbed Cynthia's bare hand. Eyes focused on Reshiram. He said, Reshiram, why did you choose me? Mulin, what are you doing? Cynthia growled inwardly. At the same time, grab Mulin's hand firmly. Mulin, what are you talking about? Just nod in agreement. Wouldn't it be good to take the other party under his command? Everyone delivered it to their door. You are still asking why others choose you. Quickly agree. 110 Mulin, what's wrong? Fascinated by your husband? Second more. In the game's Black, White and Black 2/White 2, Toriko and Sprouts both take Reshiram from the Dragon Spiral Tower, and this world is a world of integration. Since there are Crimson and Ash, that also proves that there are also Irons and Sprouts. And Reshiram did not choose these two. I just choose myself. This made Mulin wonder why. If Pokemon can't be true to themselves, then Mulin is willing to give up. Reshiram's calm attitude towards Mulin, and not surprised. Soon, Mulin gave the answer. He lowered his head and looked directly at Mulin with royal blue eyes. Actually, before you, there were two people just like you. Live firmly, and be equally true. But their strength is too weak. Your strength is much stronger than theirs. You still have a strong breath on your body. It seems, from the totem above the 9 heavens. What I want to do is to defeat Zekrom with his ideal hero. So, I must choose the strongest true brave. Come to fulfill my destiny. After listening to Reshiram's narration, Cynthia suddenly calmed down. Is there a breath in Mulin? A totem from the 9 heavens? That's Rayquaza. Cynthia just remembered. Mulin was recognized by Rayquaza. With Rayquaza's endorsement, no wonder facing the legendary Reshiram can be so calm. Listen to what Reshiram just said. There is such a slight feeling of wanting to hug my thigh. Thinking of this, Cynthia completely understood Mulin's calmness. At this time, a beautiful arc traced the corner of Mulin's mouth. Said meaningfully, that is, if I kill you, you have to fight someone who has Zekrom. Is this what you mean? That's right, Reshiram affirmed. Mulin pondered for a moment. Friend, Mulin is very confident to beat the opponent. After all, N only has one Zekrom. As for his other Pokemon, at most, it is only the championship level. But the problem is, in the special chapter of the animation, careerist Deoxys do not know by what means, gain the approval of the Ice Dragon Kyurem, and take advantage of DNA splices, forced integration of Kyurem and Zekrom. Face the Dark Kyurem. Are you capable of defeating your opponent? It is for this reason, let Mulin have to be more cautious. But the handsome Reshiram, waiting to be subdued by myself. If you just give up, isn't it such a pity? Think about it. Mulin spoke again. If I lead you to defeat Zekrom and his true brave, will you leave me then, or stay by my side? This question is necessary. Don't look back and defeat Zekrom. Reshiram ran away. Wouldn't he be working for nothing? As long as your truth remains the same, I will firmly carry out your will. Realize your authenticity. Reshiram said telepathically. True brave man, are you willing to accept my fate and be bound with me? Cynthia looked at Mulin with a complicated expression. She hopes that Mulin will take over Reshiram, who is quite handsome, but at the same time don't want to. Mulin gets involved in the fight between them. After all, Mulin is the person who will accompany her for the rest of her life. For a time, some heaven and man were at war. On the other hand, Mulin didn't hesitate. He was very thorough. In this turbulent world, there are too many dangers. Instead of swaying in the wind like catkins, it's better to fight for the initiative. Master more power. He looked directly at Reshiram with burning eyes. He said simply, I accept. True brave, my strength will be with you. Following Reshiram's voice fell, a holy white light shone from Reshiram. A holy white dragon up to 30 meters high. Rapid changes in the body. In an instant, it turned back into a stone emitting white light. Mulin stretched out his hand and caught the stone. At the same time, Xen and Reshiram established an initial bond. Item name, Lightstone. Function, inject the 3 divine powers to awaken Reshiram. A true brave. When you need me, can wake me up. Reshiram's voice sounded in Mulin's mind. I see. Mulin put away the Lightstone. Mulin, you really got Reshiram. Cynthia looked at the Lightstone in Mulin's hand. At this moment, she was in a trance. Hello Wang Wang. Before coming to Nanova region, Mulin once told her, coming to Nanova region, capture a strong Pokemon. Cynthia didn't pay much attention then, but when she saw Reshiram who turned into Lightstone with her own eyes, when Mulin took it into his pocket, she served it, completely convinced. What's the matter? Looking at me so stupidly. Are you fascinated by my handsomeness? Mulin teased. Okay. Cynthia nodded affirmatively. Hugging Mulin excitedly, he exclaimed, that's not right. Even the mythical beast, Reshiram, is mesmerized by you. 111 The holy white dragon is stronger, or the black dragon is more powerful. Third update. Unova region. The secret base of Team Plasma. In the conference room. N of Team Plasma, Gwesh, Akrama, gather. And in this group of Team Plasma high-level meetings, the Rocket's Surd was there. At this time, Surd was talking among this group of people. I believe everyone in Team Plasma knows the technological strength of our rockets. The purposes of our two organizations do not conflict with each other. Exchanging what is needed can help each other to the greatest extent. However you look at it, it's a win-win situation. Surd was talking. Attention is more on Getsus, although the person sitting in the first seat is N. But actually Surd knows the ones who really hold the real power in Team Plasma. It's Getsus. Although N has never been to the Kanto region, but I've heard of what the Rockets are doing. For Surd representing the Rockets, he said with undisguised contempt, the purpose of our Team Plasma is to liberate all Pokemon, and you Team Rocket, use Pokemon as a tool to dominate the world. Our two organizations, 933, are fundamentally different. We won't cooperate with you. So, please leave. Forced to issue an expulsion order by N, Surd wasn't bothered either. Instead, look to Getsus. Wait for his statement. Getsus cleared his throat, just about to speak to ease the somewhat tense atmosphere at this time. At this time, sky in Team Plasma's secret base. There was a thunderous roar. Everyone looked towards the sky. I saw thunder and lightning flickering in the clouds, and stood up abruptly. He looked in the direction of the dragon spiral tower. There was a slight wave in his eyes. Zekrom hiding above the clouds. Intelling N. Reshiram, Dragon of Truth. Awakened by a true hero. The real and ideal fate. Unfolding again. No one can stop me from building a perfect world. Liberating all Pokemon is my lifelong wish. Zekrom, can you feel, CGFD, Reshiram's position? N muttered to himself. Can. The deep and heavy voice reached N's heart. It was the voice of Zekrom. Then let's go meet each other for a while. See whether the ideal surpasses the reality, or the reality surpasses the ideal. There must always be a result. After finishing speaking, N ignored the others. Go outside the meeting room. Outside the door, Zekrom, surrounded by thunder and lightning, reaches a height of 30 meters. Already waiting for him. After N leaves, Surd spoke in an intriguing tone. He said to Getsus, according to our rocket team's intelligence, this morning, the history professor Mulin who received the Rayquaza inheritance, it has come to the Unova region. Just in time, the real brave has awakened. You said, could it be him? Getsus' eyes flickered again and again. Sir, if you have anything to say, just say it. Surd smiled evilly. He leaned comfortably on the sofa behind him. Slowly said, if it's really that Mulin, he has been approved by the Dragon of Reality, Lee Tyram. Do you think your king will be his rival? Besides, Zekrom can definitely defeat Reshiram. I can't see it. Getsus was silent and thought for a while, facing a dim corner of the conference room. He opened the mouth and said, Darkness, you three go to protect that monster. The situation is wrong, take him away immediately. In the darkness, three men dressed like ninjas appeared. These three people. It is Getsus' most dependent subordinate, Darkrai and Triangle. The three nodded silently, then quickly exit the conference room. Akrama sitting on the sidelines, indifference to it, focused on the notebook in his hand. Monster? Interesting. Surd heard Getsus call N. Mouth smile. It's getting more and more intriguing. Osiris City. Just conquered Mulin from Reshiram. Walking leisurely with Cynthia. This chocolate ice cream is delicious. Come on, open your mouth. Cynthia hugged Mulin's arm and handed him an ice cream. Mulin took a sip. Well, it's quite delicious. The store over there seems to be quite crowded. Let's go and have a look. Cynthia pulled Mulin. Happy to walk down the street. Enjoy the leisure time that belongs to two people. But not long. In the sky of Osiris City, dark clouds floated. In the dark clouds, there is a faint flash of thunder. Looking at the black cloud that descended suddenly, Mulin stopped in his tracks, his eyes flickering slightly. Perceived Mulin's abnormality. Cynthia followed him and looked up. Thick dark clouds reveal a strong depression. Cynthia frowned her pretty brows tightly. A slightly worried opening. Mulin. Is he here? Should be. Mulin squeezed Cynthia's bare hands. Tell her not to be nervous. There are many people in the city. Let's go outside. Okay. Cynthia nodded obediently. Then summon her Garchomp. Mulin and Cynthia rode up one after another. Command Garchomp. Fly towards the outskirts of Osiris City. The dark clouds in the sky followed closely behind. I didn't expect the other party to come to the door so soon. The wind blows the bangs on Mulin's forehead. A pair of sharp eyes were revealed. He wasn't the slightest bit nervous about N's attack. Instead, my heart is full of expectations. Looking forward to colliding with each other. See if the holy white dragon is stronger, or the black dragon is more domineering. 112 black and white dragon. Compared with Rayquaza, it is a big difference. Fourth, the outskirts of Osiris City. No one was around. Mulin commanded Garchomp and found an open space to stop. Then Solaceon stood there with his hands behind his back. Rumble. In the rolling dark clouds, a black, 30-meter-tall dragon-shaped Pokemon fall from the sky. This is the ideal dragon, Zekrom. With the advent of Zekrom, a heavy sense of oppression spread. The weak wild elves around fled in terror. Avoid this horrible breath. At the same time, Murin opened his probing eyes. Information from Zekrom. It automatically entered Mulin's mind. Pokemon, Zekrom, attribute, Dragon, Electricity, ability, Mega level voltage, ignore the interference of rival ability and use moves to rival, level, 89, level 2 God Peak, skills, Noble Roar, Ancient Power, Dragon Breath, Thunder Fang, Slash, Crunch, Thunderbolt, Thunder, exclusive skills, Fusion Bolt, Bolt Strike, contest condition, not long after waking up, because of the great battle, he fell into a deep sleep and has not yet recovered his full strength. Remark 1. This Pokemon is willing to help those who have the courage to pursue their ideals, but if they despise their ideals and indulge their desires, they will mercilessly shoot lightning and destroy everything. Remark 2. The Pokemon can be turned on overclocking mode. The power generated in this mode is very huge, but at the same time it consumes extremely energy. Eyes Zekrom, who has hidden lightning in his body. Mewlin couldn't help sighing. Compared to the white dragon, the black dragon is really ugly. In terms of appearance, Holy Reshiram instantly kill the dark Zekrom. In Mewlin's scrutinizing eyes, a man with green hair. Get off Zekrom. This person is the prisoner recognized by Zekrom, N, nominally the king of Team Plasma, but N has no real power, to be seen only as a symbol of Team Plasma's established authority and cohesion. To be honest, it's just a puppet set up by Getsus. Rumor N, a half-human born from a human and a Pokemon, so N can read the inner words of Pokemon. But because of the special cultivation of Getsus, let N's character be a little paranoid. Pokemon have always been believed to be enslaved by humans. To liberate all Pokemon, ideal and reality, only choose. Since you have Reshiram's acknowledgement, then we are destined to be enemies. N injected Mewlin and said seriously, facing the tragic and paranoid N. The ridiculous idea of wanting to free Pokemon. Mewlin didn't intend to persuade the other party. He will only understand if he makes the other party fail. Silently took out the light stone. The 3 divine powers were poured into it. Soon, the light stone was shining brightly. In the holy white light, Reshiram, the Dragon of Truth, appeared behind Mewlin. Sensing his old enemy, Zekrom let out a roar. Not to be outdone by Reshiram, he also responded to the other party's melodious dragon chant. Baby, stand back a little. We're going to fight later. Play against Earl Dervish. Mewlin turned around and smiled at Cynthia. Well, I see. Even Cynthia knew Mewlin was good at fighting. Has a profound comprehension. But even so, she still couldn't help but confess, Mewlin, be careful. Then, with Garchomp, back 100 meters behind, focused on the battlefield. As the war is about to start, there is a depressive atmosphere in the air, a duel between destiny. There is no possibility of reconciliation. And shouted, Zekrom, Thunderbolt. Zekrom growled wantonly. The faintly flickering thunder and lightning in the dark cloud seemed to be responding to him. Ask for flowers. I saw thunder and lightning gathering on Zekrom's body. A 10-meter thick spark column shoots out from the mouth, facing the attack. Mewlin said calmly, Reshiram, flamethrower. Holy Reshiram, quickly condenses fire energy. In an instant, a 10-meter thick flame spit up, enough to distort space. Lightning and flames interweave and collide in the air. There was a huge roar. Boom. The energy collided, and the airwaves swept up. Take the surrounding trees and snap them off. Mewlin frowned slightly. For Reshiram's attack, 0. Obviously a little dissatisfied. Compared with Rayquaza, whether it is a white dragon or a black dragon, a big difference. Maybe it's because I slept for too long and my strength hasn't fully recovered. I whispered something in my heart. Mewlin said again, Reshiram, turn on the overclocking mode. Reshiram is like the tail of an airplane engine. Start spinning like crazy. With overclocking mode turned on, the momentum is also constantly rising. The surrounding air temperature became scorching hot. Air around Reshiram distorted due to heat buildup. On the other side, N paused. Just past a round of tricks. Mewlin actually let Reshiram entered overclocking mode, which is extremely energy consuming. But soon, he was not to be outdone. Zekrom, overclocking mode. Zekrom roared. Domineering roar growl at the same time. The momentum kept rising. The battlefield at the moment, high temperature and thunderbolt. Howling wind. Next moment, it will be an overclocking battle between Reshiram and Zekrom. 113 Cynthia, this is the one I choose. 5th update. Is this the power of the legend? Cynthia watching the battle up close. Hands squeezed together tightly. Garchomp felt the aura of the black and white dragon. Unconsciously let out a low growl. As if so, in order to resist the oppression of Opelucid's momentum. Cynthia stroked Garchomp beside her. Mama moved to the battlefield. Mewlin is calm and easygoing. There was a look of pride in his eyes. In the face of heavy pressure, without changing face. Such a man is the one I choose. In the battlefield, when Reshiram finishes loading overclocking mode, Mewlin took the lead. Reshiram, Fusion Flare. Reshiram changed the melodious dragon chant before 300. There was a surging dragon cry, like the tail of an airplane engine. Crazy gathering of energy from heaven and earth, high enough to burn up everything. It was suffocatingly hot. A shocking pillar of fire was formed. For terrorist attacks to strike. N gritted his teeth and commanded, Zekrom, Use Fusion Bolt. Raw tilde. Domineering Zekrom, roaring madly. The lightning in the dark clouds seemed to be responding to him. Thunder, flashing non-stop. Convergence via Zekrom. The boundless black thunder gathered together. Blast out his exclusive skills. Like a flame that destroys the world. Like the thunder of God's punishment. At the moment of collision. Powerful energy collision. It seems that even the space is trembling because of it. The violent airwaves even rolled the stones on the ground around. Boom. Garchomp cut a half-meter wide stone into 2 sections, protecting Cynthia behind her. This kind of power is almost the same. Feel black and white dragon. Before and after turning on the overclocking mode. It's basically 2 species. Mewlin was satisfied with the power of Bailong's fusion flare just now. I don't know what it will be like when the strength returns to its heyday. Compared with the relaxed Mewlin, N looks much more dignified. In overclocking mode, it can indeed cause great power. But the problem is, the consumption of Pokemon is also high. It simply cannot last. From what N knows about Zekrom, the move just now was Fusion Bolt. Consumed at least 30% of Zekrom's energy. But at this moment, Mewlin's commanding voice came again. Reshiram, use Blue Flare. Raw tilde. Reshiram's surging dragon cry came again. The engine at the rear revs wildly. Countless fire energy gathered again, soaring in the sky, turning red. Originally wholly white feathers, because of the shining of fire, become a little reddish. Another trick using the exclusive skill, Blue Flare. Endless flames gathered on his body. Shot at Zekrom. Madman. N cursed secretly. He is really incomprehensible. Why did Mewlin come up? Just choose the big move desperately. It's like fighting the landlord. It's like throwing a king bomb at the beginning. However, at this time, N couldn't help but think too much. A quick salute. Zekrom, use Bolt Strike. Raw tilde. Zekrom frantically gathered electricity. Boundless thunderstorms gathered on him one after another. Spark flickered and the Reshiram. Boom. This time, it was no longer a simple energy bombardment. Black and white dragons, the tyrannical bodies of 2 mythical beasts, also launched a terrifying bombardment to the other party. Reshiram's flame. All of them hit Zekrom. Zekrom's thunderbolt. It also fell on Reshiram. The 2 sides retreated one after another because of the violent collision. No one has benefited. And through a connection with Zekrom, discover Zekrom, because of the continuous fighting, energy dropped to 50% from the beginning of the battle to the present. But only 3 rounds. The energy has dropped so much. Just when N thought Kyurem will change her strategy when using some tactics to fight. But whoever thought? Mewlin's business again. Reshiram, Fusion Flare. What? N looked over quickly. I saw Reshiram as the tail of the engine, still spinning crazily. There is no sign of energy failure at all. Is energy infinite? By rights, Zekrom and Reshiram, they are all from Shenlong's schizophrenia, except because of different beliefs. Only then will there be differences in attribute. It is also the split of the same ontology. The strength should be incomparable. On attribute, there is no obvious restraint relationship with each other. But why? Reshiram, there is no sign of energy decay at all. Facing the flames of Reshiram's destruction of the world, continue. N has no time to think about these issues. He could only grit his teeth and command Zekrom. Do the same with Fusion Bolt. Flame and lightning fought together again. Raw tilde. Fight again with powerful skills. In Zekrom's growl, there was a deep sense of exhaustion. It seems that the overclocking mode is also difficult to continue. On the other hand, look at Mewlin. Reshiram is in high spirits. No weakness from energy loss at all. Although 1.1. The strength of the black and white dragons is the same, but using their trainer is different. Mewlin, because there are 3 divine powers in his body. At this moment, he is like a moving source of water. Can replenish the consumption of Reshiram. It's like a battle. Both sides have the same strength. Can end this side of the magazine. There is only 1 shuttle of bullets. Mewlin's side. After the baptism of the Viridian forest in the Kanto region, bullets cannot be said to be endless. But at least, it is also an expanded magazine. That's why Mewlin didn't choose to be devious at first. The reason for choosing recklessly directly. 114 The Dark Iron Triangle, the background of Team Plasma. 6th update. When you have the advantage in your hands, it is necessary to use the advantage in hand. Give the enemy a fierce attack. Detours will only create opportunities for rival. Seeing Zekrom, the energy is about to run out. Continue to fight like this. It is very likely that even the overclocking mode cannot be maintained. To this, Mewlin said again, Reshiram, Blue Flare. Raw tilde. Perhaps the enemy of fate is at a disadvantage. Reshiram's momentum was high. Boundless red flames enveloped the whole body. It's like covering a layer of flame armor. Suddenly launched a terrifying attack. N who sensed that Zekrom's energy was depleted. Even if you are unwilling, it can only be forced to enter the situation. Zekrom, protect. Hey tilde. Zekrom surged with energy, forms a black shield outside the body. Boom. Reshiram rushed directly in front of him. Instantly blasted Zekrom away. But also because Zekrom uses protect, the scorching and boundless flames did not fall on him. Boom. Zekrom, a huge 26, was smashed to the ground. A huge cloud of dust was caused. It was originally like the tail of an airplane engine. No more turning. Apparently, Zekrom was overkill due to energy dissipation, unable to maintain overclocking mode. Anyone with a discerning eye knows it. N is already at an absolute disadvantage. Mulin saw Zekrom's decline. He said softly, "It's time to decide the outcome." Reshiram, Blue Flare, Reshiram, who fought more and more bravely, his tail spun wildly. Condensed flames bombarded towards Zekrom. At this time, 3 shadowy figures ran out of the dark. These 3 people were sent by Getsus, the dark iron triangle that protects N. At the same time, everyone flings out a baby ball. After 3 red lights, 3 identical Pokémon appear. These 3 Pokémon are small in size, only about 2 meters high. It looks like a giant bug. Purple armor wrapped his body. A cannon-like device is mounted on the back. These 3 Pokémon are Genesect? Pokémon, Genesect? Attribute, Steel, Worm? Ability, download, compare rivals' defense and special defense, and improve your own attack or special attack according to the lower ability. Level, 70, lower 3rd level God? Skills, Fury Cutter, Quick Attack, Fell Stinger, Metal Claw, Flame Charge, Electromagnetic Levitation, Zap Cannon. Exclusive skill, Techno Blast? Contest condition, perfect. Remarks, Pokémon that existed 300 million years ago. Modified by Team Plasma with a turret mounted on its back? Genesect. Use Techno Blast to attack that human, shouted one of them. Their target is exactly Mulin. Although N is paranoid, he will not command Pokémon to attack humans. The Dark Iron Triangle is different. Buzz, buzz. 3 Genesects. The energy beams of the cannons on its back converged. Bang. 3 white energy beams were fired. At the same time, the Dark Iron Triangle also quickly sandwiched N. Quickly escape from the battlefield. The timing of Dark Iron Triangle's move was tricky. Reshiram has formed ember all over the sky. Prepare to attack Zekrom. See your true hero under attack. Reshiram gave up the attack. Come back immediately. But no matter how fast Reshiram's flying is, it is also faster than the speed of energy rays. Just when the attack was about to hit Mulin, Mulin shook his hand. A baby ball was thrown. Suddenly, a Pokémon of the same size, not smaller than Reshiram, appeared. It was the huge Dragonite that Mulin had conquered before. Mulin commanded lightly, "Big man, use Protect." The huge Dragonite stood in front of Mulin. The overflowing dragon energy forms a protective shield. Boom, boom, boom. 3 pillars of energy light came successively, bombarded on the shield. A cloud of dust exploded. Meanwhile, Reshiram back on defense. Also urgently guard in front of Mulin. The smoke dissipated, and Mulin was still standing with his hands behind his back. Huge Dragonite stands out for its size and protection. Perfectly protected Mulin. The smoke dissipated, but Mulin still had his hands behind his back. Unscathed. It's just that the eyes show a bright light from time to time. It was just a short moment. The Dark Iron Triangle took N and fled quickly. Zekrom, also with the departure of N. Diluted breath. See Mulin being attacked. Cynthia watching from a distance. Immediately rode Garchomp over. The plain hands kept touching Mulin's body. "Mulin, are you okay?" Cynthia's beautiful eyes were filled with worry. Afraid of the impact just now, Mulin was hurt. "Fine." Mulin patted Cynthia's plain hand. "Tell her you're okay," confirmed Cynthia. Only then did 667 breathe a sigh of relief. "Reshiram, can you sense Zekrom's breath?" soothed Cynthia. Mulin said, "He has concealed his aura. I can't sense it." Reshiram shook his head. Mulin said with a little regret, "It's a pity." Genesect. Team Plasma still has a bit of a background. If the evil organization has a ranking, then the Rockets are number 1. Coming in second is definitely Team Plasma. In the original, N gained Zekrom's acknowledgement. Meanwhile Team Plasma's Getsus, also recognized by Kyurem. Second, Team Plasma's Akrama. He is also a famous mad scientist, can revive Genesect, and create a legion, even more exaggerated. In the game, Team Plasma has also hit the Unova Alliance, although the final plan ended in failure. But through this time, it can also be seen. The background of Team Plasma can be seen. "I will meet you next time." But it's not so easy to escape. Mulin's eyes glowed brightly. 115 Assemble, unite, and seek darkness. Kyurem, Part 1. Big man, thanks to you just now. After the battle, Mulin put his hands on the body of the huge Dragonite. Help him replenish lost energy. On offense, Lucario, Darkrai, including Little Lugia are all good at it, but they are not good at defense. If Genesect's attack hit just now, no word for Giant Dragonite. Mulin will be fine. It's just a little embarrassing. The Giant Dragonite scratched its head without changing its silly appearance. "Okay, come back and rest first." Mulin laughed, and took back the Giant Dragonite baby ball. After the battle is over, Reshiram kept looking at Mulin. "I am secretly glad that I chose him at that time. If it wasn't for Mulin in the fight, help him regain energy. It is impossible for him to hang the Black Dragon, the enemy of fate." But at the same time Reshiram, he also blamed himself secretly in his heart. "I played too happily and fiercely just now." Mulin was almost attacked by someone. Mulin, who contains 3 divine powers in his body. Feel Reshiram's thoughts. The corner of the mouth smiled slightly. Understand through the battle just now. Already convinced Reshiram. Again, Pokemon chose trainer. That's because trainer can take them to become stronger. The same is true for beasts. They just really follow. Can help their powerful trainer. Come back and rest too. Mulin said to Reshiram. Rotilda. Reshiram let out a melodious dragon cry. Soon it will shine white light. Slowly changed back to the appearance of light stone. It fell back into Mulin's hands. At this time, Cynthia said from the side, Mulin, what should we do now? How to do? Mulin smiled and said, you should eat and drink. Come all the way to the Unova region. Then have fun here. What about Team Plasma? Cynthia's brows were still untied. Them? No need to worry. Mulin said indifferently. Zekrom was hit hard. Not after a period of time to recuperate. It is basically impossible to recover completely. What's more, Zekrom had been asleep for too long. There is no recovery period. The current Team Plasma should hide. Instead come out and find them retaliate. Cynthia also figured this out. The frown was finally relaxed. Holding Mulin's arm tightly, then let's go. Following the dark iron triangle, he returned to the Team Plasma headquarters with a distraught 10-week Zekrom, too, returned. Immediately, it aroused great attention from the entire Team Plasma. In the highest level meeting, Getzis, Akroma, and Surd were present. Getzis heard the dark triangle report on the battle between N and the Mulin. His face was livid. Anxiously waved to the three of them. I see. Go and rest. As soon as the dark iron triangle left, Getzis could hardly suppress the irritability in his heart. Cursed angrily. Trash. What waste. Zekrom and Reshiram are legends of the same level, but in the hands of that trash, he was hanged and beaten. What a waste of such a good Pokemon. Finished. Getzis to vent. Grab the files on the desktop, throw it towards the corner. Surd curled up on the sofa. Frilish's opening. That Mulin just chose Reshiram. That defeats Zekrom. He hasn't used all his strength yet. If he summons a Rayquaza with a higher rank than the black and white Opelucid, then what will be the result? Hear Surd's words. Getzis grew more and more gloomy. The white dragon was originally mastered by Mulin. That's enough of a headache. Another Rayquaza. Then they're not rival at all. Getzis, who has been lurking for many years and formed Team Plasma just to conquer the Unova region. But Mulin at this time, it stood in front of him like a mountain. He couldn't get over it at all. Surd looked at the way Getzis looked. He completely guessed what was in his mind. He said slowly, so, Mr. Getzis, I think you should think carefully about cooperating with us. Getzis suppressed the anger in his heart. He glanced at Surd lightly and said, Surd, I have received a message. Some time ago, your rockets wanted to flex their muscles. It's a pity that I was blocked by this difficulty. What is the purpose of your coming here? I know very well. If you want to unify the counter region, you can't get around that Mulin. Surd chuckled. So, our purpose is the same. Either master a power stronger than that Mulin, or kill him. Then our road to unification will be smooth. Do you think so, Mr. Getzis? Hearing this, Getzis soon calmed down. Surd came all the way. It must have been planned. Miss Surd, what's your opinion? Just tell me. How can I master a more powerful force? Surd didn't hide either. A few words popped out word by word. Dark Kyurem. When the name was mentioned, he kept silent. Akroma, who was buried in the documents, suddenly raised his head. Nuokianzao. Fanaticism is written all over his face. The technological strength of your rockets. Able to master Kyurem? Surd smiled and said, use Pokemon as a tool. That's always been our specialty. In order for the tools to work, we naturally have the means to control them. Coincidentally, we just found out about the whereabouts of the DNA splicers. As long as your Team Plasma cooperates with us, what I said above, I will tell you unconditionally. Akroma looked at Getzis with a frenzied face. Getzis was silent for a long time, nodding silently. You rockets, how do you want to cooperate? Surd smiled lightly. The smile on the corner of the mouth became more and more intriguing. 116 Cynthia, all right, I don't want any champions delivered to my door. Second update. The combination of the rockets and Team Plasma is quietly underway. At the same time, Mulin and Cynthia at this time, sitting at the home of Unova region champion Alder. Although Mulin and N fight, it took place on the outskirts of Osiris City. But such a big battle fluctuation, it has already attracted the attention of others. Soon, the Unova lead headed by Alder. I feel like fighting. After understanding things clearly, Alder warmly invited the two to visit his home. Mulin Professor, Miss Cynthia, the tea is not good, please bear with me. A wrinkled Alder cheerfully made a cup of tea for Mulin and Cynthia. Hee, Mr. Alder is being polite. Mulin picked up the tea casually and took a sip. The tea soup is slightly yellowed. As soon as the tea enters the mouth, there is a slight astringency at first. Soon, the throat will become sweet. Alder, champion of the Unova region. How could the tea at home be ordinary goods? Cynthia also took a sip along with Mulin, except she's only interested in sweets. There isn't much research on tea. Alder put down his teacup. 413 sighed. This time, thanks to Mulin Professor. Otherwise, we wouldn't have known Team Plasma had the power of a legendary Pokemon. Maybe they are still kept in the dark. I simply thought they were just an organization fanatical about protecting Pokemon. Indeed, Team Plasma is what most people in the Unova region look like. Mostly like what Alder said. Its purpose is not exposed like other evil organizations. Hey, Team Plasma is growing and I have a lot of responsibility. Alder sighed heavily, a face of self-blame. Although Alder is the champion of the Unova region, but I don't usually manage the affairs of Unova Alliance. In the early years, Ak died of illness due to his partner, caused a lot of frustration. Plus Alder, gradually getting older. There is no time to manage the affairs of the Unova Alliance. Alder's words. It made Mulin and Cynthia feel a little uncomfortable. Alder saw that the two did not speak. Then he continued, in the past few years, I have been looking for someone to take my place. It's a pity that the Unova region is short of talents. Speaking of which, Alder sighed again. Then he looked at Mulin tentatively. He said, I don't know about Mulin, Professor. Are you interested in being the champion of the Unova region? Be a champion? Mulin has no interest at all. Be the champion of a region. It sounds like a big deal. But actually, Mulin knew, be the champion of a region. It is equivalent to being the leader of a region. Usually have to attend various activities. Alliance has to coordinate a lot of things. You can see that Cynthia is usually busy. He also wants to travel the world. Check out the different Pokémon in this world. Just when Mulin wanted to say number, Alder continued, Mulin, Professor, Unova champion Mr. Mulin, Sinnoh champion Miss Cynthia. The union of the two of you must be a good story for Alliance. Alder's idea was simple. As early as 3 years ago, he has already applied to Alliance to retire. But the problem is that Alliance has no one to take over as an excuse. Hard to retire Alder. Helpless, Alder could only bear the title of champion reluctantly. And Mulin is the perfect person to take over the championship. Obtain Rayquaza's acknowledgement and subdued Reshiram. Take one of these two out. All great achievements. Hee. Mr. Alder's kindness. I got it. It's just that I'm used to being idle. CGDH, it's not suitable for restraint. Mulin refused directly. No hesitation at all. No room for Alder to try to convince himself. Hey, pity. Alder had no choice but to sigh heavily again. Cynthia poked Mulin and smiled softly, as if to say, okay, you don't even want the champion delivered to your door. In the entire Pokémon world, there is probably no one left. Had a chat with Alder. Mulin took Cynthia away, left Alder's house just in time for dinner. The two casually found a restaurant and sat down. As always, Cynthia handed over the menu to the mansion. The task of ordering is handed over to him. Just be with Mulin. Cynthia doesn't even need to go out with her head. Just let Mulin arrange everything. Anyway, Mulin will handle it properly. Mulin ordered some of Cynthia's favorite desserts as usual. I also ordered a few Unova region specialties. So I chatted with Cynthia without saying a word. While chatting, a piece of news was broadcast in the restaurant. Attracts Cynthia's attention. Cynthia watched the TV. While exclaiming, he said, wow, it's so beautiful. Mulin followed Cynthia's gaze and looked over. On TV, there was a rather spectacular meteor shower picture. Meteors with trailing flames pierced the night sky like gorgeous fireworks. A picture of the meteor shower was playing on the TV. Host's sweet voice came out. According to our station's understanding, the target is a city in the region. Last night there was a contest meteor shower. 30 small meteorites fell from the sky, created a beautiful picture scroll, according to speculation about the center of the universe in the Hoenn region. At 11 o'clock in the evening the night after tomorrow, there was an even bigger meteor shower. At that time, the entire Hoenn region will be able to observe this grand meteor shower. Frequent meteorite landings lead the treasure hunting frenzy in the Hoenn region. Many adventurers have found a large number of firestones where meteorite landed. Meanwhile, the well-known heavy industrial manufacturer Devon Company, a meteorite collection order issued. If you find meteorite with special metals, you can send it directly to Devon's store for value evaluation. Valuable, Devon paid a high price to acquire it. Meteorite, meteor shower. This news also attracted Mulin's attention. Mulin looked at the image of meteorite flying across the sky on the TV, lost in thought. 117 Cynthia. Husband, what wish should I make? Third change. The Hoenn region has many meteorites. This is something the entire Pokémon world knows. Even the Hoenn region. There is also a place called Do Meteor Falls. It is said that there are traces of meteorite falling everywhere. The famous stone maniac Steven. Just stay in Meteor Falls a lot. Look for stones that are in good condition. The meteor shower is really beautiful. It is said that making a wish on a shooting star will come true. Cynthia looked expectantly at the beautiful meteor shower on TV. Stephanie's son-in-law, we all like beautiful things. The news on TV is over. Cynthia also looked away reluctantly. Mulin, have you ever seen a meteor shower? No. Mulin replied honestly. I really want to go to the scene to watch the meteor shower. Watching the meteor shower and eating candlelight dinner there, it must be very romantic. Even when the waiter brought her favorite sweets. Cynthia didn't speak immediately either. Instead, he stared at Mulin with watery eyes. Mulin reached out and scratched Cynthia's small nose. How could she not know what she thought? Chongnai said, anyway. It was reported on the news just now that there will be a meteor shower the day after tomorrow. There is still time. Let's go and have a look. Yay tilde. Cynthia faded away from the glamour of the mature royal sister. It's like little Stephanie who got a beloved doll. I almost jumped up with excitement. Husband, kiss. After speaking, He took the initiative to offer his own fragrant lips. "There are still people here," Mulan complained, but still moved forward. Anthracene well tilde. The diners around the restaurant all cast kind smiles. "My husband is the best. I'm booking a flight right now. We'll set off right away." Cynthia took an amuse pouch. He took a bite out of it with a fork and put it in his mouth. While operating the mobile phone, browse the information of the ticket. Are you watching after eating? If you don't concentrate on eating, you will easily suffer from indigestion. Mulan looked at the excited Cynthia speechlessly. There are so few flights available now. It is estimated that many people are queuing to the Hoenn region for the meteor shower. Cynthia complained. It is estimated that some people have the same purpose as them, to see the meteor shower, and many more for treasure hunting. The friction between meteorite and air will generate a lot of heat energy, thereby surrounding meteorite. There will be an associated firestone. Firestone, used to evolve certain Pokemon. As a consumable, one piece is one piece less. Ordinary quality ones are sold on the market. It can be easily sold for 500,000 Alliance coins. For ordinary people, it is indeed a way to make quick money. Except Firestone, the collected meteorite can also be used to exchange money with the Devon Company. To know, breeding Pokemon is an expensive project. Naturally, there are many trainers taking advantage of this opportunity. Head to the Hoenn region. Try your luck. Mulan, you, looking patronizingly. The corners of my mouth are full of cream. Husband wipe. Cynthia looked up, but her eyes were still on the phone. There's really nothing you can do about it. Mulan took the tissue and gently wiped Cynthia's delicate face. After a while, Cynthia put down her phone excitedly. "Okay, the ticket is ready," said. Cynthia hugged Mulan's arms excitedly. He whispered in his ear, "I have already booked the hotel by the way." The bed is heart-shaped. Mulan, who was chewing a piece of steak, was shocked. Dao heart is unstable. Dao heart is unstable. But he still responded quickly, then remember to bring all the guys. Cynthia froze for a moment. "What guy?" Mulan immediately said righteously. "Who else can it be?" Seeing Mulan's appearance, Cynthia instantly understood. He tapped Mulan's forehead with his green fingers. "Don't worry, with you, I always keep it in my bag," Mulan said happily. "What a good wife." Kiss 1. Anthracene well tilde. I have to say that after Mulan's careful training, Cynthia is getting more and more sensible. After the two were full, there is still some time before the plane takes off. But Cynthia, who wants to watch the meteor shower, pull Mulan early, proceed to the airport in a Cirrus city, waiting to board. Ask for flowers. Soon, the two boarded the plane smoothly, came to Slateport City in Hoenn region. Time flies by. Slateport City's most exclusive hotel rooftop restaurant. In order to satisfy Cynthia's desire to watch the meteor shower, Mulan directly covered this layer. Anyway, he and Cynthia, they are all masters of money. Sober red wine. Light a candle. Waiter was dismissed. The two snuggled together quietly, waiting for the meteor shower to come. Cynthia turned her head, leaning on Mulan's shoulder. She said delicately, "What wish do you think I will make later?" "Whatever you want. Just promise." Mulan put his head gently on the opponent's head, rubbing affectionately with his chin. "Okay. When I came here, I thought about a lot of wishes. But I'm afraid, I make so many wishes. What if Meteor doesn't agree?" Drank some red wine. Cynthia's pretty face was reddish, her beautiful eyes half closed. "It's not scary. It will be a meteor shower later. A shooting star fulfills a wish. Don't worry, be bold." Mulan teased. "Yes, my husband is right." Cynthia tilted her head slightly. Looking at Mulan with big eyes blinking, he asked curiously, "What about you, husband? What will you wish for later?" Mulan thought for a while, said, "You are by my side. You are already satisfied. Life is complete. No wishes." Cynthia's pale fingers. She tapped Mulan's forehead, and said coquettishly, "Did you eat candy? The mouth is so sweet." Mulan smiled softly. "Candy is not as sweet as my baby. My baby, it's sweeter than chocolate." We are chatting, looking forward to the long-awaited shooting star. Across the sky. "I'm coming." Cynthia lay in Mulan's arms. Surprisingly, he pointed at the shooting star soaring in the sky. "Close your eyes and put your hands together. Silently make a wish." 118 Cynthia, I want to give you a big fat boy. 4th update. Many shooting stars, across the night, formed a grand meteor shower. Cynthia lying in Mulan's arms completed the wish. Half-closed eyes. Lying in Mulan's arms like a kitten, she lazily said, "Honey, do you want to know what wish I made?" Mulan stroked Cynthia's 3,000 black hair. She patted and said, "What wish did you make?" "If you want to know, you sing a song for me." After singing the song, "I'll tell you." Cynthia wrinkled her nose and said charmingly, "For the last contest. The 4 seasons performed by Mulan are for you." Cynthia finds it romantic. Usually during special training on Suzerain Island. Also removed the phone. From time to time, I look at the beautiful 160 video at that time. Sing. Mulan scratched Cynthia's lovely nose. For Cynthia's request, he will meet it. Watching meteors streak across the sky. Full magnetic opening. The gentle starry sky should move you. I am behind you, setting up a soaring in the sky for you. Hold your hand and follow me. No matter how strong the wind is, you will never lose your way again with me. Accompany you to watch the meteor shower fall on this world. and let your tears fall on my shoulders. If you believe that my love is only willing to be brave for you, you will see where happiness lies. Mulin's singing voice doesn't have much skill, just use unpretentious feelings to sing the lyrics. As Mulin chanted, Cynthia did not look at the splendid shooting stars. Instead put beautiful eyes focus on Mulin's handsome face. At the same time, he hugged his lover backhand. In Cynthia's view, Mulin at this time, it is even more beautiful than the gorgeous meteor shower. Let go of a song, and return to peace with the dead meteor. Mulin looked at Cynthia, who was already intoxicated, dotingly asked, "Now, can you tell me?" Cynthia snorted softly. With a blushing face, her beautiful eyes met Mulin's. "I made a wish on the shooting star. I want you to give birth to a big fat boy." "I see." When Mulin heard this, he suddenly exerted his strength. He immediately picked up Cynthia, who was curled up in his arms. "Then what are you waiting for?" He. Cynthia blushed pretty. Let Mulin carry her back to the room. Noon the next day, Mulin and Cynthia, walking in the streets of Slateport City. Slateport City is a beautiful harbor city. At the same time, it is the main trade import and export of Hoenn region. So the local market here is developing very fast. It's a great city for shopping. The beautiful beach attracts many tourists. Cynthia held the ice cream in one hand, holding a donut in one hand, found a stall selling some lovely jewelry. Then he said happily, "Look, husband, there are people selling headgear over there. Let's go and have a look." After speaking, he dragged Mulin over there. "Husband, I'm on." Cynthia stuffed the ice cream into Mulin's hand. "Then pick up an Eevee-shaped earring and wear it on both ears." "Cynthia, honey, do you look good?" Mulin took out his wallet. "It looks good. Let's buy it." "What about this one?" "Cynthia is like a little Stephanie." He took a pendant and put it on his neck. "Mulin, looks good. Buy it." "What about this?" "Looks good." "Husband, you are so kind." "Stop and go all the way. Go shopping with the people you like. Eat whatever you want. Buy whatever you want. No need to consider the price, nor the daily necessities. This may be the happiest moment between couples." "Yeah." Cynthia turned her head and saw Mulin's hand carry bags big and small. "Before I knew it, I bought so many." "Is it heavy?" "Husband." "Not heavy." Mulin, who contains 3 divine powers in his body, said, "It's nothing at all. I bought so many things." "Husband worked hard today." Cynthia held Mulin's arm, and said charmingly. Out of the corner of Mulin's eyes, he saw a women's clothing store in the distance. $1 at. He joked, "You bought so many, is it my turn to buy some?" "No problem." "Husband, what do you want to buy?" "My wife is here to pay the bill," Cynthia said proudly. "Then go." This time, talking about Mulin pulling Cynthia to the women's clothing store not far away. "Cynthia, hey husband. Didn't you say you wanted to buy your stuff? Why did you drag me to the women's clothing store?" Hey Mulin smiled, but didn't speak. "It's just a face." The expression on the face is very meaningful. Cynthia understood instantly. Hate. After helping Cynthia choose various clothes in the women's clothing store, it was getting late. It was already 5 p.m. After Mulin paid, he left his address, asked the waiter to send it to the hotel. Then they went out with Cynthia, looking for a hotel to forage. "When I just walked out of the store, all of a sudden, I heard someone on the street in the distance." Someone yelled in horror, "No, Abzil. Look everyone, there is Abzil over there." Hearing that, Mulin and Cynthia looked in the direction pointed by the man. Sure enough, in a high place, there is a Pokemon with white hair and a sickle-like horn on the right 5.5 of the head. Silently watching the distance. Abzil. There is another name. Beast. Horns on Abzil's head. Can be keenly aware of soaring in the sky and changes in the earth. Has the ability to perceive natural disasters, so that before every disaster strikes, there will be Abzil figure. That's the gentle Abzil. Sensing the imminent disaster, came here to remind people. Watch Abzil appear in the distance. Mulin murmured, "So, is there a natural disaster in Slateport City?" 119 The meteor shower arrives again. Rayquaza confronts Deoxys. 5th update. Is there a disaster coming? Notify Officer Jenny. Report to Alliance. We have Abzil in Slateport City. See the appearance of Abzil. There was some commotion among the crowd on the street. At this moment, Growl appeared again on the street. Heaven, look quickly. Meteor. Many citizens looked up, soaring in the sky. Mulin and Cynthia also followed their gazes. Look up. In the sky, many meteors streaked across, formed a spectacular meteor shower. At 5 o'clock in the afternoon, the sun is about to set. Soaring in the sky is not as bright as daytime. The meteor shower with tail flame can be clearly seen. There's another meteor shower. Strange, the news didn't say that there will be a meteor shower today. The citizens on the street all stood in place, looking at the meteor shower in the sky at a loss. Cynthia felt something was wrong. 26 softly called Mulin. Something wrong. Mulin looked solemnly at the shooting star across the sky. There was a faint feeling in my heart that something was wrong. I remember Moss Deep City in the Hoenn region, where a space observation center was established. It stands to reason that a Draco meteor of this size should have been notified in advance. But why didn't you receive the notice? And this meteor shower came a little too closely. Cynthia expressed her doubts while speaking. The sky moves from far to near. A burning meteor struck quickly. It keeps zooming in before everyone's eyes. It then fell towards the outskirts of Slateport City. Boom. There was a huge explosion. The flames of the explosion set the forest on the outskirts of the city on fire. Bring on the fire. The explosion woke everyone up. What's wrong in Mulin's heart has come true. Soon, there's a meteorite, straight towards Mulin and Cynthia's direction. In the blink of an eye, Mulin quickly took out all the baby balls. After a burst of red light, Lucario, Darkrai, Little Lugia, Giant Dragonite, all released. Everyone, smash that piece of meteorite. Raw tilde. Huge Dragonite bears the brunt. The meat wings kept flapping. Dash towards the meteorite. Fist in hand. Condensed a giant dragon claw. Attack on meteorite. Luca tilde. Lucario automatically enters Mega Evolution form. Shoots a flash cannon at the meteorite. Hiss tilde. Lui tilde. Successively, Darkrai and Little Lugia also resorted to their own attacks. Energy attacks come first. All bombarded on the falling meteor. A large amount of rubble flew over. Then, the giant Dragonite fired a Dragon Claw, directly blast the meteor into pieces. Cynthia's response was also quick. Summon Garchomp. Ordered, Garchomp. With Sandstorm, gather the rubble. Transfer somewhere else. Raw tilde. Garchomp uses his own energy, pulling loose rubble. Send it to a place where no one is there, although it easily solved the fall of meteorite. But at this time, Slateport City was completely in chaos. In the air, meteorite keeps falling. Several bombs fell into the urban area, caused huge casualties. Howling all around. Although Cynthia is not the champion of Hoenn region, but this is the case at this time. There was simply no way to turn a blind eye to her. Save people. He exchanged a glance with Mulin. Released all Pokémon. Command their own Pokémon and support them everywhere. Mulin also started to act. Silver. Use rain dance. Control the fire over there. Lui tilde. Little Lugia let out a cry. It quickly swelled up energy. Soaring in the sky it trained. Douse the fire caused by falling meteorite. Raw tilde. The giant Dragonite stretched out its claws. Lifted a car that had been overturned by the blast. A family of 3 trapped in it was rescued. Lucario and Darkrai are quick. Constantly in ruins. Rescue trapped citizens. Did beep tilde. Officer Jenny stationed in Slateport City, arrived at the scene quickly. Command the investigators under his command. Join Mulin and Cynthia. Let's rescue the scene together. While everyone was busy saving lives, a Pokémon step out of a falling meteorite. This Pokémon looks like an alien. Its body is mainly orange-red. The face is bluish-green, with 3 bluish-green spots on the back. There is a purple streak running through the face, and the ribcage has crystallized trachea. There are wide round eyes in rectangular black eye sockets. Soon, Mulin found this Pokémon. Automatically, relevant data enters Mulin's mind. Pokémon, Deoxys, attribute, psychic, ability, sense of oppression. Give rival a sense of oppression, which can slow down the speed of rival's energy condensing and increase the speed. Level, 85,460. Median level 2 god. Potential, upper level 2 god. Skills, Wrap, Nightshade, Teleport, Toxic Spikes, Psycho Kick, Psycho Shift, Cosmic Power, Recover, Hyper Beam. Exclusive skill, Psycho Boost. Contest condition, Normal. Remark 1. The DNA of cosmic viruses exposed to laser irradiation undergoes a sudden mutation, creating Deoxys. The crystal on its chest appears to be its brain. Remark 2. This Pokémon has 4 forms: Normal, Attack, Defense, and Speed. Currently, there are only 2 forms, Normal and Speed. Deoxys. Just when Mulin was amazed that Deoxys appeared here, I seem to feel something in my heart. Immediately look up. Raw tilde. A high-pitched dragon's anger resounded throughout Slateport City. I saw it in the sky. The dragon, Rayquaza, lives high above the sky. Rayquaza's dragon chant. It changed from the previous high-pitched and clear. There is obvious rage in the dragon's voice. Huge dragon eyes. Looking down at Deoxys. 120 Deoxys who doesn't talk about martial arts. First update. Rayquaza, who wields the authority of soaring in the sky, has his function: defend against all threats falling from outer space so as not to affect the balance and safety of the Pokémon world. And Deoxys, it is from outer space. This is why Rayquaza hates him. Raw tilde. Rayquaza's dragon chant fill the entire Slateport City. Create a heavy sense of oppression. Deoxys from outer space don't understand what Rayquaza is thinking. Confront Rayquaza's hostility. It quickly floated into the midair of Slateport City. Confront Rayquaza. Soaring in the sky is the domain of Rayquaza. Dare to spread your wings before the Lord soaring in the sky. That is blasphemy against God. Raw tilde. The extremely rage Rayquaza swings a 100-meter body. Turmoil all around. He opened his mouth and immediately spit up a golden light. The goal is to dare to spread your wings in front of him. Taunt his Deoxys. Rayquaza's powerful attack. Let Kyogre, who turns the sea into armor, be afraid. Even the thick-skinned Groudon. They didn't dare to wipe their edge. Deoxys, 2, Dare not fight hard. The body changes in an instant, turned into a streamlined body. Mewlin is investigating Deoxys in their original normal form, into speed form. Before Rayquaza's attack came, speed up and dodge. It's so fast. Even Mewlin, who has 3 divine powers in his body, can't see clearly either. It can only be judged by breath. Come to lock on Deoxys' location. In the game, Deoxys in speed form. Speed? Species strength up to 180 points. Dominate all Pokemon. Boom. Rayquaza's attack fell in the distance. If it is bombing on the ground, it is estimated that less than half of Slateport City will be gone. Face Rayquaza's attack. The Deoxys didn't hold back. Using high speed, dodge to the side of Rayquaza. Hands slender as catheters. A wave of spiritual light was emitted. Caught off guard, Rayquaza was hit by light waves. There was a burst of smoke and dust. The smoke cleared. Rayquaza's 100-meter body is still shining. The attack just now can't cause substantial harm to him at all. However, it completely pissed him off. Seeing the attack is ineffective, Deoxys knows the gap between himself and Rayquaza. Immediately hold back your own breath. Use high speed to flash continuously. Hotilda. Rayquaza was thoroughly enraged. Non-stop roaring noise directly shatter the doors and windows of Slateport City. The divine body is constantly swinging, facing the strong air of the thick long way. Deoxys found out at this time. Not his rival at all. Just about to flee. Suddenly found out. Near here, there is a human being. It has exactly the same aura as Rayquaza. This person is the inheritor of Rayquaza. Mewlin. The slender hands are condensed, and a strong super energy light wave is formed. Launch in the direction of Mewlin. Gah. Deoxys, don't talk about martial arts. Mewlin cursed secretly. From Deoxys' breath, lock on yourself. Mewlin, who contains the power of the 3 gods, just noticed this. Quickly ordered, big man, use protect. Rotilda, huge Dragonite before the attack strikes. One step in front of Mewlin. Drum up the energy of the dragon system to form a protective shield. Helped Mewlin resist this trick. Deoxys, the middle level 2 god, created a super energy beam. Tough take the giant Dragonite. Knock out and go more than 10 meters. But with the resistance of the huge Dragonite, Mewlin breathed a sigh of relief. Rotilda, because of Deoxys' shot. Rayquaza also noticed Mewlin. Dragon energy is surging. The turbulent flow is constantly converging. Rayquaza's anger could not be contained. In order to prevent Mewlin from being attacked again, Rayquaza swung his 100-meter body. He took the initiative to fly to Mewlin. Hotilda, signal Mewlin to ride on him. Big man, thank you for your hard work. Mewlin patted the huge Dragonite that was attacking for him just now, then astride, then climbed on the back of Rayquaza, holding Rayquaza's dragon scale in his hand. The 3 divine powers are automatically injected into it. The rage of Rayquaza is clearly felt. With the convergence of the 3 divine powers, Rayquaza's momentum became more and more surging. Deoxys saw this, fleeing towards the outskirts of Slateport City at high speed. Want to run? Rotilda. Rayquaza let out a dragon cry, and immediately caught up with him. Lucatilda, Histilda, Luitilda, Rotilda, Lucario and others, who godly, all gathered around Cynthia. Await her command. Before Mewlin left, notified the Pokemon I was holding. Let them obey Cynthia's command. Rescue citizens from being dropped by Meteorite. Mewlin, be careful with everything. Cynthia glanced in the direction where Rayquaza and Mewlin were leaving. They continued to immerse themselves in rescue work. Beyond Slateport City, Zinnia of the Meteor clan, silently watching the direction Rayquaza was leaving, he muttered in his mouth, the fate of Lord Dragon God is about to start. 121 Rayquaza, Inheritors, our destiny has begun. Second update. Ask for some flowers. Deoxys is fast, but it is also because of his rapid flying. A remnant of energy is left in the air. Rayquaza followed the remnants of energy. A quick pursuit. Deoxys simply cannot escape. The periphery of Slateport City. Deoxys was forced to stop. Influenced by rage who sits on Rayquaza. Mewlin was very upset with Deoxys who attacked him just now. Rayquaza, Dragon Pulse. Rotilda. Rayquaza let out a furious dragon cry. In an instant, the dragon energy boiled. A virtual energy faucet is formed in the air, bombarded towards where Deoxys was. Hash-yen hash-yen. Deoxys made a strange noise that he couldn't understand. Dodge quickly. Boom. Rayquaza's mighty dragon pulse directly blast a hill to the ground. Deoxys dodges aside. The slender conduit hands condensed a black energy ball. Coming towards Rayquaza fling. Rayquaza, blast his energy ball. Mewlin shouted. There are only 2 forms of Deoxys, normal and speed 967. The attack ability is not strong, and there is no need to dodge at all. Rotilda. Rayquaza swung his 100-meter body. The long giant tail is covered by the current, facing the energy ball. Swung it violently. Boom tilde. Blast away the attack created by Deoxys in one go. Hash-yen hash. Deoxys make weird noises. The body swished and began to split. Many individuals have changed. At first glance, there are at least 100 of them. Double team used by Deoxys. Each one looks identical to the main body. Even the breath is exactly the same. But the problem is, it doesn't work. Rayquaza, Dragon stars! Mulin shouted. Rayquaza let out a dragon cry that shook the sky and the earth. The 100-meter-long divine body glowed with light. Gather hundreds of meteorites of energy. Dragon stars! The powerful skills of the dragon system. Rayquaza, the dragon god, unleashed the strongest dragon skills. Suddenly, a devastating attack, CGCP, formed. Burning meteorite, slanting down like raindrops. Wide range, indiscriminate fall. Boom, boom, boom. Under the bombardment of the dragon stars, the earth trembled as if the sky is falling. Fissure knocked out all Deoxys clones with one blow. Rayquaza as the top-level god. Play against Deoxys, the middle-ranked second-tier god. It's a dimensionality reduction blow because it is integrated with Rayquaza. Mulin is emotionally affected by Rayquaza rage. For the Deoxys, there was no holding back. Rayquaza, Dragon Ascent. Roar tilde. The Rayquaza Delphox symbol shines with a light that cannot be seen directly. The roar of the dragon that resounded through the sky. Rambling turbulence, covering Mulin and Rayquaza together. The 100-meter divine body swings in the air, fast to the extreme speed. Send the strongest impact towards Deoxys. Rayquaza's exclusive skill, Dragon Ascent. Deoxys senses an unprecedented crisis. Attempt to take advantage of high speed. Dodge Rayquaza's terrifying charge. It's a pity, no matter how he hides. Rayquaza was angry, and lock-on was still firmly on him. Can't dodge. Deoxys can only barely fight. Intangible spiritual power covers the body. Turned into spiritual armor. Also turned into a spiritual sword. Same. Deoxys also used their own exclusive skills. Psycho Boost. Head towards Rayquaza. Charge. Boom. Dragon Ascent against Psycho Boost. There was a terrifying explosion. The mighty Rayquaza pushed Deoxys directly into ground. A big hole of 300 meters was blasted out. Roar tilde. Rayquaza, soaring out of the pit. In the high sky, wantonly displaying its domineering and unparalleled momentum. Deoxys, who fully withstood Rayquaza's terrifying offensive. The body begins to dissolve. Breath slowly dissipated. It seems to be completely smashed by Rayquaza's blow. Can't sense his breath. As the Deoxys sky dissipated, Rayquaza of rage calmed down slowly. But at this time, he didn't have any joy in defeating rival. On the contrary, in his heart, he was extremely dignified. Rayquaza gently dropped back to the ground, letting go of Mulin. Huge dragon eyes, looking at the sky, used telepathy to connect to Mulin's mind. The Inheritor. Our destiny is about to come. Rayquaza left a few simple words. With a swing of the 100-meter body, he flew towards soaring in the sky. When Mulin returned to Slateport City, it was already 8 o'clock in the evening, and night fell. Mulin, are you okay? Cynthia rushed to Mulin's side immediately, looking at him worriedly. I'm fine. Mulin spoke softly. It's just that there is a hint of worry between the brows. What Rayquaza said just now, it made him feel faintly uncomfortable. What's the situation now? The basic situation in Slateport City is under control. The trapped people were rescued. The injured citizens were also sent to the hospital. The rescue work is coming to an end. 11. Leave the rest to Jenny. Cynthia explained the situation of Slateport City to Mulin. Okay, let's go to rest. Mulin nodded silently, just when he was about to go to rest with Cynthia. In the night sky, another shooting star streaked across the sky. Immediately afterwards, more and more meteors fell from the sky. The tail of the shooting star pierced the night sky with flames. Light up the starry sky at night. Once again formed a massive meteor shower. The meteor shower came again, and everyone in Slateport City was shocked. They all looked at soaring in the sky in unison. Meteors strike Slateport City. It caused a great shadow in everyone's heart. Mulin's expression is dignified. Deoxys was clearly defeated by Rayquaza. Why is there still a meteor shower? 122 Hoenn region. World Annihilation Crisis! Third change. Originally Mulin thought, with Rayquaza defeating Deoxys, the matter of Meteorite will end here. Even if it doesn't end, things will come to an end temporarily. Unexpectedly, only a while passed. It happened again. All of a sudden, the entire Slateport City alarm bells went off. The scale of the meteor shower is bigger than last time. After the last lesson, alarm bells are ringing in Slateport City at this time. Officer Jenny led the investigators through the streets. The horn kept yelling, alerting the residents of Slateport City. Watch out for meteorite falls. Only, Officer Jenny's reassurance didn't do much. For a while, Kai City was a little chaotic. Mulin looked at the messy city, frowning. He took out the light stone from his arms. The 3 divine powers were poured into it. Light stone gives off milky lucas instantly. Ho ho tilde. Holy white dragon Reshiram let out a melodious dragon chant. The panicked citizens. Everyone noticed the dragon chant. All eyes were on Reshiram. Officer Jenny sees Reshiram. I was stunned for a moment, and then quickly reacted. Loudly said through the loudspeaker, everyone, don't panic. Mulin Professor from Sinnoh region, and the champion Miss Cynthia. Their Pokemon will protect our city. We will get through it safely. Everyone go home. Watch out for the meteorite shard that is about to land. At this point, there is a small meteorite breakthrough Hideki, falling from the sky. Mulin said, Reshiram, Dragon Claw, Big Guy, Fire Punch. Reshiram and a huge Dragonite, both flew into the air, unleashed their respective attacks. Boom. The meteorite was smashed into pieces, and meteorite fell down in small pieces. Seeing this, the citizens were immediately relieved. The meteor shower lasted for an entire hour. Finally, it slowly dissipated. Next morning, Slateport City Search Department. Mulin, Cynthia, and Jenny around the TV, watching the news reports. According to our report, the entire Hoenn region last night saw the largest meteorite fall ever recorded. Meteorite fell, causing massive personal and property damage. Rustborough City, Mossdeep City, Hibiscus City, Petalburg City suffered huge losses. Among them, Petalburg City was the most severely damaged. Several larger pieces of meteorite fell into the Petalburg Woods, causing the Petalburg Woods fire. Currently, why there are a lot of meteorite falls. Hoenn Alliance hasn't commented yet. We will continue to follow up and report. Last night, thanks to the two of you. If it weren't for the help of the two of you, it is estimated that our Slateport City is the most severely damaged city. After a sleepless night, Officer Jenny stared at a giant panda eye. Thanks to Mulin and Cynthia. Fine. Help if you can. Cynthia waved her hand. At this time, Cynthia's cell phone rang. It's Wallace calling. Cynthia answered casually. After a while, I see. Cynthia hung up the phone. Then he said solemnly to Mulin, Mulin, Wallace invites us. Go to Evergrande City. Let's go. Mulin agreed. Then the two left quickly. Hoenn region Evergrande City. Here is the headquarters of the Hoenn Alliance. In the conference room, the atmosphere was gloomy. When Mulin and Cynthia arrived, Hoenn region's gym leader, Elite Four, Stephen, and Wallace are all seated. Besides, Mulin also saw a person. Stephen's father, that is, the president of the Devon Company, Zifuki, Task for Flowers, also participated in the meeting. I saw Mulin and Cynthia take their seats. Wallace said heavily, I think everyone knows about the drunken meteorite last night. Observed by Mossdeep Cosmic Center. In the distant outer space, there is a meteorite with an area of about 200 square kilometers and a conservative estimate of its weight at 8,000 tons. Fast approaching Hoenn region. The previous large meteor shower was caused by the collision of this huge meteorite. At this time, someone asked, 200 square kilometers, 4,000 tons of meteorite. Will it affect us? Zero. Wallace said solemnly. The size of this meteorite is about the same size as the Nepru Gym. Once this huge meteorite falls, it will only be the aftermath of its contact with the ground, enough to destroy a small city. Even if the meteorite falls to the surface, the wave that exploded may be enough to form a tsunami of thousands of meters. This is not the scariest. After meteorite landed, it caused a series of changes. It is enough to make the weather change drastically, which will cause the ecological balance of the entire Hoenn region to lose its balance. If meteorite breaks through the Earth's crust, it is likely to trigger a mega volcano eruption. Overall, once meteorite lands, Hoenn region, a forbidden area that may become life. Even the nearby Kanto, Johor region, and Sin are several regions that are relatively close together. It will also be hit to a greater extent. It is no exaggeration to say that this time a huge meteorite fall. The whole Pokemon world ever. The biggest crisis of annihilation. Wallace's words made everyone present. They all gasped. The 4 words world-destroying crisis are deeply imprinted in everyone's heart. 123 Cynthia, Mulin, is it really possible? Fourth more. Listen to Wallace's explanation. The entire meeting room was so quiet that a pin could be heard falling. Asha, Kenin, and Winona of the Hoenn region are female gym leaders. No one is pale. Cynthia's complexion was also very ugly. With bare hands, he unconsciously grasped the building forcefully. The entire Pokemon world. Although several regions are separated by the ocean, but natural ecology, it's all connected together. Once a big change happens in Hoenn region, several surrounding regions, it will also cause a series of chain reactions. Mulin patted Cynthia lightly. Use your eyes to signal her not to be nervous. Subsequently, he took the initiative to ask, how long will it take for the 807 meteorites to fall? Wallace replied, according to the time, there are still 3 days. Mulin's eyes flicked over Zvoki and Stephen. Calmly speak again. There is a way to deal with it, right? Yes. Wallace nodded to Zvoki next to him. Next, let President Zvoki talk about it. Zvoki nodded slightly to the people around him. Then press the switch in your hand. On the projection screen in the conference room, the screen appears. It is the super large meteorite just mentioned. In response to the current crisis of annihilation, we have drawn up a plan. Make a bomb, by launching it. Bring to that meteorite. Arrived at the surface of a meteorite, thus primed, could blow that meteorite straight to pieces. Or by exploding, changing the direction in which the meteorite falls, away from our planet. Even if I just said, I can't do it, at the very least, it can reduce the size of the huge meteorite as much as possible. Reduce damage to Hoenn region. This, Stephen said, the urgent call for everyone here is to let everyone vote and pass our plan, or, if everyone has a better way, please bring it up, too. Here there is a solution. Everyone in the conference room breathed a sigh of relief. At least his face was not as solemn as before. Drake, the leader of the Elite Four, first raised his hand and said, "I agree." Seconded. A series of representatives of Hoenn's elite followed. They all agreed to this plan. The crowd voted. Wallace looked at Mulin and Cynthia, asked, "I don't know if you two have any suggestions?" Cynthia is also a champion though, but she belongs to Sinnoh region. It is not easy to meddle in the affairs of the Hoenn region. At the same time, she has no better way. He raised his hand and said, "I have no objection." "I have no opinion either." Mulin also agreed casually, although he has some doubts. This technological world is a little bit crooked. Is it really possible to put dynamite, precise delivery to meteorite, then smoothly blow up the huge meteorite, while remaining skeptical? But so many people present agreed. He is not good at raising objections. See, Wallace quickly passed the issue. Next, it is ready to attack in full swing. Time flies. Mulin and Cynthia came back from Evergrande City. 2 days have passed. News of the fall of the giant meteorite. Hoenn Alliance voluntarily chooses to publish. For a time, it seemed to be in the hearts of the people of Hoenn region. It was covered with a layer of haze. At this time, Slateport City. The bustling streets are deserted. It is no longer the bustle of the past, because the Hoenn Alliance chooses where to launch the rocket. Right in Slateport City, facing an unprecedented crisis in the Hoenn region. Devon and Hoenn Alliance move fast. Soon, it will be on the outskirts of Slateport City. A base for rocket launches was established to appease the people of Hoenn region. The whole process was broadcast live. Host is broadcasting. "Everyone, please look behind me. Here is the temporary rocket launch base of Slateport City. The rocket with a height of 100 meters is an aviation rocket made by Devon Company. This rocket is filled with a huge amount of explosives. According to the calculation of the expert group, it will be launched in half an hour. Go blow up the giant meteorite." Before the action started, we invited Mr. Wallace, the champion of the action. Reporter handed Matt Feng in front of Wallace. "Mr. Wallace, for this bombing operation, how sure is it that we can solve the crisis in Argeauan region?" Wallace at this time, although slightly tired, but the overall performance is full of confidence. He said forcefully, "This time's action has been carefully calculated by experts from all sides. We launched a space rocket, enough to blow up the giant meteorite. Please everyone, don't panic. We will definitely be able to overcome this difficulty of destroying the world 3.9. The rocket hasn't launched yet. Can you blow up that big meteorite?" No one knows. But Wallace is the current champion of the Hoenn region. It is necessary to show enough confidence to the people. Backstage at the rocket launch camp. Cynthia doesn't know why. "I feel a little flustered in my heart." Looking at Mulin, "Mulin, can this really blow up that huge meteorite?" Mulin looked into the distance. "It only took 2 days." Improvised rocket. He shook his head slightly. 124 Supreme Myth Rayquaza, fallen! !5th more. Slateport City. The headquarters command room at the temporary rocket launch base. The equipment has been debugged. It's time to start. The researcher stepped forward and handed over a box. "Well, I see." Wallace snapped back and opened the case. A red button was revealed. As long as he presses this button, the rocket will lift off immediately. Just him now. Concern and seriousness were written all over his face. Before the button, Wallace looked Zvooky aside. "President Zvooky, is it really possible to overcome this difficulty of extinction?" This red button represents hope. Whether the plan is successful or not, as long as the button is not pressed, then there is still hope. But once pressed, the plan failed. The whole Hoenn region will fall into catastrophe. Under such pressure, it is conceivable how much pressure it bears. Wallace's words let the whole command room resonate. "Yes, can we really get through this difficulty?" Everyone present, except Mulin and Cynthia, the rest are Hoenn natives. Hoenn is his hometown. Feel the oppression in the command room. Stephen patted Wallace on the shoulder. He said softly, "Let's get started. We can't escape. It's the best we can think of." "Okay, I know." Wallace held his friend Stephen's hand. Lifted 26 a little spirit. Then, he pressed the red button hard. Kai tilde. Everyone in the room. They all looked at the rocket outside in unison. The steel frames mounted on the periphery of the rocket fell off one after another. The tail of the rocket ejected a white tail flame. With everyone's hope, soar into the sky. "Come on." Yasha of Laverage Town looked at Hyo-chen with her hands clasped. "Pray to God of creation, let us get through this difficult time." Winona, the gym leader of Fortree City, clasped her hands in prayer. As the rocket lifts off, the researchers at the command began to get busy. "Operate the instruments to detect various indicators of the rocket." Report. "The rocket has entered the stratosphere." Report. "The rocket has crossed the ozone layer." Report. "Fire to outer space." Report. "It is estimated that there is still half an hour." Arrived near meteorite. Cynthia held Mulin's hand tightly and watched the rocket launch together. "Get into the expected track. In a minute, the rocket and the meteorite will touch." 10 seconds countdown. 9 seconds countdown. Countdown 5 seconds. 1 second countdown. Detonation. Detection screen. The rocket and the giant meteorite collide together. Rocket loaded with explosives. As everyone expected, there was a violent explosion with the giant meteorite. During the explosion, Countless huge meteorites flew out. Success! Everyone in the command room, watching the scene in front of him. Unfortunately, everyone underestimates how tough the gigantic meteorite is. A burning meteorite quickly broke through the explosion circle. Although the blasting was successful, but it only reduces the volume of the huge meteorite by 1/3. The rest continued to fall towards the Hoenn region. In the command room, everyone turned pale. Wallace, limp on the stool. Take meteorite's current volume. Even without scientific calculations, everyone also knows that they are still against the Hoenn region. Absolutely destructive. Desperate, Yeon was in the whole meeting room with Wang. Even the audience watching the live broadcast fell into despair. Hoenn region, has it become a barren land? Just when everyone was desperate. Detection screen. A tiny spot of light appeared. Fast approaching giant meteorite. Mulin is very familiar with the spot of light. Can't help exclaiming, Rayquaza. As the point of light gets closer and closer to meteorite, everyone from the screen both saw Rayquaza clearly. In the picture, the 100-meter-long Rayquaza, a beam of golden energy was emitted. Attack on the giant meteorite. Boom. The attack performed by Rayquaza smashed the perimeter of the giant meteorite. Gravel splash. Ho-Ho Tilda fully demonstrated his domineering arrogance of the Lord of Soaring in the Sky. Although separated by TV, can't hear Rayquaza's dragon cry. Countless people were also ignited by Rayquaza's arrogance. Soon, Rayquaza condensed energy again. Keep grinding the giant meteorite. On the screen, it is indeed very effective. But for tough giant meteorite, can't hurt its core yet. Rayquaza is also aware of this problem. Crazy energy gathering. At this time Rayquaza, the delta symbol shines, become extremely dazzling. Endless turbulent currents surged and covered the body, form a powerful and unparalleled power. Rayquaza, it's time to use Dragon Ascent. Mulin sitting in the conference room, a clear sense of Rayquaza's contest condition at this time. Rayquaza climbed to the apex with momentum. With Wanjun Thunder, make the strongest impact on the giant meteorite head on. Boom. Giant meteorite. Gravel splash. Rayquaza is powerful. It seems to make the giant meteorite a meal. At the same time, Rayquaza, also because of recoil, was thrown out. Immediately afterwards, Rayquaza was once again bursting with dragon-like energy. Go on the offensive with Dragon Ascent. Again and again, Rayquaza uses his solid body. Tackle a giant meteorite hundreds and thousands of times bigger than him. Every time, cause meteorite to shatter. Come on, Rayquaza. Sitting in the command room, Wallace clenched his fists and shouted. This seems to be a signal. Please Rayquaza, come on. Soon, everyone in the command room, all inspired by Rayquaza, clench your fists and shout. Gradually, a wave of sound was formed. The entire Slateport city, the audience in front of the TV, they all shouted in unison. Maybe Rayquaza sensed the cheers. Back away silently. At the same time muster all his strength. Rayquaza, it's time to launch the strongest offensive. Mulin in the conference room clearly feel Rayquaza's thoughts. Just as Mulin thought, Rayquaza's momentum has reached unprecedented heights. Long way how, show off the power of the Lord of Soaring in the Sky. Indomitable. The strongest and final attack on the giant meteorite. Everyone, staring at Rayquaza intently. Sweaty palms, too nervous to breathe. Boom. The sky above 10,000 meters. There was a roar that resounded through the earth. The aftermath of the collision directly overturned the monitoring satellite. The detection screen shakes for a while. At this time, the sleepy King of Heart, inexplicably feeling flustered, shouting excitedly at the technician in charge of adjusting the screen. Quickly adjust the picture of the satellite. The technician's fingers were clacking on the keyboard. Soon, the picture returned to normal. That giant meteorite was collided by Raycon 213, shrunk down to half its original size. But still, the remaining force is falling towards the Hoenn region unabated. In the screen, no Rayquaza can be seen. Do not know why. Mulin feels that there is a vague connection with Rayquaza at this time. Suddenly it stopped. Where's Rayquaza? Search Rayquaza. Mulin shouted loudly. At this time, he no longer cared about the so-called etiquette. Technicians make quick adjustments. The angle of view of the satellite. Capture footage of Rayquaza. I see. Soaring in the Lord of the Sky. Rayquaza, because of the shock just now, is falling rapidly. Rayquaza's 100-meter divine body no longer shines. Scales harder than diamonds. It seems to have lost its luster. His pair of huge dragon eyes. It's as if it's closed. Soon, it disappeared from the screen. It's over. It's all over. Hoenn region ... It's over. Wallace let go of his fist absently. The spirit seemed to be vented at this moment. Hey, Stephen hammered the tabletop helplessly, and sighed heavily. President Zvouchi in the command room fell down on the chair. The spirit of the whole person seemed to be drained. Even giant meteorite was reduced to 3/2. Still capable against Hoenn region. Deal a devastating blow. Dynamite can't blow up. Even the highest mythical Rayquaza of the Hoenn region can't be destroyed either. The flame of hope is extinguished. The light, too, is gone. At this time, Mulin let go of Cynthia's hand, rushed out of the meeting room. 125 Hope in despair. Badly injured Rayquaza! First update. The air pressure is dull, and the meeting room is immersed in despair. A crisp, raging female voice sounded. That damned meteorite hasn't fallen yet. We still have time. We can prepare explosives and launch them. Blow up the damn meteorite. Talker. It is Asher who is in charge of the Leverage Town Fire Gym. The yelling sound made everyone in the conference room. He looked at Stephen and President Zvoki. We're running out of time. There is only one day left. Even though we have enough explosives, there is no way to create a rocket that can carry it, President Zvoki said with a sluggish expression. After saying this, the whole person seems to be 10 years older. Asher heard, shouted loudly, could it be ... We just watched the Hoenn region be destroyed. No. No. We must have a way. We must have a way. There were tears in Asher's eyes. While talking, he looked at the people around him for help. It's a pity that no one around responded to the excited Asher. Desperation spread again. Sister Asher. Cynthia tugged Asher distressedly. Hold her in his arms. Gently patted her on the back. I want to say something to comfort Asher. He opened his mouth but was speechless. Woo woo woo. Hoenn ... is my home. Asher lay in Cynthia's arms. Tears of despair were left. Cynthia's heart also ached, although she is not from the Hoenn region. But compare your heart with your heart. A region is destroyed by this. Countless humans and Pokemon will die. Cold lips and teeth die. Sinnoh region is not far from Hoenn region. The impact will also be great. At this time, Wallace, who has been silent, he slapped the table violently, awoke the desperate crowd, loudly shouted at everyone, since it can't be changed, then we must minimize the loss as much as possible. According to the direction that meteorite fell, the first to be affected is Slateport City. Evacuate the citizens of Slateport City first. As for the fall of meteorite, what will happen? Put it aside for now. At least now, we can't do nothing. Wallace took on the responsibility of being a region champion. Inspire people. When Rayquaza plummeted, Mulin has already rushed out of the command room. Called out little Lugia. Head in the direction of the sky pillar. Relying on the tenuous bond with Rayquaza, he knows that Rayquaza has not fallen. It was only under the impact that he was seriously injured. There is a hint of understanding in his heart. Perhaps this is the faith that Rayquaza speaks of. The howling wind kept ringing in my ears. Feel Mulin's eagerness. Little Lugia burst into full force and flew to the sky pillar at high speed. The energy towers outside the sky pillar still stand. It's just a streamer on the outside. It is no longer as bright as it was before. It looks a little dark. After landing on the island, Mulin entered the interior of the sky pillar non-stop. Sure enough, inside the sky pillar, saw Rayquaza lying on the floor. Just Rayquaza at this point. Absolutely no longer the power of Hoenn's supreme myth. The huge dragon eyes were closed tightly. Is in great pain. Rayquaza. Mulin didn't care about anything else. Quickly put his hand on Rayquaza's body. The three divine powers in the body converge. Crazy indoctrination into Rayquaza. Feel the warmth of the three divine powers. Rayquaza opened his dragon eyes and saw the sleepy. There was a glimmer of expectation in his eyes. The inheritor. Our fate has begun. Go get the complete inheritance. Rayquaza's voice sounded in DA's brain. Following Rayquaza's voice fell. The huge dragon eyes closed tightly again. Aside, a figure flashed out. It is Zinnia of the Meteor clan. Zinnia saluted respectfully. Master Inheritor. I want Lord Dragon God to recover. You need to get the complete inheritance. Mulin frowned. So, do you need to go to Meteor Village? Zinnia saluted respectfully again. Yes, Master Inheritor. Glanced at Rayquaza, whose eyes were closed. Mulin didn't hesitate. Let's go. Yes. Zinnia quickly pulled out the baby ball. Summons her Salamence. Lead the way. Master Inheritor. Ahead is the entrance to Meteor Village. All the way over the mountains, Zinnia took the wood into the deepest part of Meteor Falls. In front of him, a pitch-black pothole appeared. Here? Mulin frowned tightly, looking at the big pit in front of him. Although before that, they knew about the Meteor clan. Unexpectedly, where they live. It's so mysterious. Master Inheritor, please follow me. Zinnia directed Salamence deep. Silver, let's go. Mulin also patted the little Lugia who sat down, and followed closely behind. Wanders, after passing through the dark passage, came to the legendary Meteor Land. A huge valley. Many flowers and plants grow around. There are also many rare tree fruits. Lots of rare Pokemon play in the valley. Dratini, Jangmo-o, Bagon, Gibble, etc. It can be seen that there is a profound foundation in Meteor. Not long after walking through the valley, I saw a group of people already waiting here. In the crowd, an old woman shouted loudly, Meteor clan, meet the Inheritor. After speaking, the woman took the lead and jumped down. In the next moment, the fateful covenant between Rayquaza and Mulin will be revealed. If you like this audiobook, subscribe the channel for more videos like this. And join my Patreon if you want to support me, link in the description. Leave some comment and let me know if you guys like this story, or you have a web novel you like and want to hear its audiobook. I will be happy to create them for you. Please like, share, and leave a comment on the video.